Good morning, good afternoon, rather, to all of our viewers at home from San Diego to San Jose, the 858 to the 408. Thank you so much for joining us today in this live stream against SJSU UCSD, these lower bracket elimination round. My name is Jacob, joined here by my wonderful co-broadcaster Trey. And before we get started, I just want to say a quick thank you to all of our sponsors that make this stream and our space here entirely possible. Shout out to Anthros, Turtle Beach, New Egg, and UCSD Rec for making this space possible. Thank you so much. Trey?
Yeah, an absolute bloodbath soon to be underway very shortly here as the Tritons take on the Spartans. As you mentioned, in this Collegiate Valorant lower bracket, all the marbles are on the table. Loser, unfortunately, will be being sent home for the rest of this tournament. And it's going to be really interesting to see these two teams go at it. I mean, it's going to be an absolute thriller for sure, as map one will be Bind and UC San Diego will be starting on defense. Let's talk a little bit about that. Bind defense, very much a CT or defender sided map. So having UCSD start on that is definitely good, but this is San Jose State's map pick.
Yeah, I'm a little interested to see what goes on. I mean, I'm sure we've all been there, that starting on attack on Bind and getting absolutely washed like a 10-2 or 9-3 curse. Definitely not uncommon on that attacking side on Bind. But as far as what UCSD is going to be able to do, let's see if they switch up any play styles. I know they've been a little unorthodox recently in their play styles against St. Thomas and some of the other matches, but we'll see what they're trying to do and if they switch it up in terms of anything different on Agent Select.
For sure. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what maybe has led UC San Diego Gold, a team that was very dominant in that regular season and has skidded a little bit against their last matchup against the University of St. Thomas, which has led them to be in this lower bracket. As you mentioned, a little bit more unorthodox than what we're used to. This UC San Diego Gold team really loves to play aggressive, very akin to, if you watch VCT, very akin to Paper Rex, very in your face, contest for every little inch of space on the map. But we saw last week against University of St. Thomas, it wasn't quite that. They had leaned more into this default style, into this slower, almost EU style of play, and they were letting the round tick down. And that honestly led to a lot of rounds not going their way. The map one, I don't remember the scoreline exactly, but it wasn't competitive, I could tell you that. And University of St. Thomas just really did a good job of calling them out. And something I want to see from the Tritons in this matchup is to return to form, to get back to what they're good at, which is shoving their gun in everyone's face. And just mechanically, these guys on the Tritons are so very gifted, and it's very apparent when they take these fights, but they have to take these fights together. They have to be coordinated and have to use their util very well.
Yeah, definitely hoping to see that return to form, as you were saying. Yeah, these players are very mechanically gifted. Very well skilled and are able to take care of their agent role and everything. But yeah, let's hope we see a bit of a return to form and we don't see so much of a blowout as we did last time. I know November was the star child for a little bit there, especially against that St. Thomas game, or both games rather. And we'll see what they're able to do. I really am. Yeah, I agree. Hoping to see a return to form, kind of back to their basics, more gung ho and in their face against SJSU Spartans. But we'll see what they're looking at in terms of if they switch it up in the Haven map. Maybe they'd be aggressive here on Bind and then switch it up for the following maps if it doesn't seem to work out.
For sure. And regardless of what happens during the series, all teams from this point forward have had such a successful season as we get ready to jump into map one, Bind, here shortly. A top 16 finish secured for both these teams, but they hope to go even further and head toward those prizes for this Collegiate Valorant tournament as we head into Agent Select here, and everything will be locked in immediately for the Spartans. Kanpeki on the Viper, Fade, Waylay, and Brim as well. A composition that is very strong. Viper, of course, Brim is a mainstay on Bind every single time.
Of course.
And I really like the Viper pick, actually. It's not something you always see. Usually see one or the other maybe, but I really like that. And this is going to be a super rush down comp for San Jose State, but still going to have enough defensive viability with the Molly on Brim as well as the Snake Bite on Viper to be able to hold down sites effectively. Something that is a little bit concerning for this Spartan lineup, though, is the lack of flashes. There's no flashes on this lineup. With that fades, maybe sometimes you see a Sky in place of that. to substitute for the flashes. So that means these rush downs are going to be really, really quick on and these executes. But if Chrome or November gets an operator in their hand, that could spell trouble for the Spartans.
Yeah, definitely a little worrisome without the flashes there, but the addition, I mean, the Viper and Brimstone, if they're able to cover all the angles, which Viper and Brimstone are best at, I mean, one of the best controllers to run on these maps. Let's see, I'm sure they'll be able to pull it off. I don't think they're too worried about the lack of flashes. I mean, the Raze and Waylay, it doesn't get any quicker when taking a site with
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
As long as they can lead with their fade and get the information they need and cover every angle with the Viper wall and the Brimstone smokes, I think they'll be able to do just fine. But as far as UCSD, we'll see what they can do with their Sky, as I know Frost is very familiar on that Sky roll.
A California showdown soon to be underway here between UC San Diego and San Jose State University here on Map 1 Bind in the CVAL Champs lower round. As we look to get started here. And yeah, something I want to talk about a little bit as well is the Tritons lineup as well. They just have the Skydog, and no Raze Roomba, as we hope to get the video fixed here soon. But no Raze Roomba, which means that hookah take could be potentially really difficult, as if someone sits there and just spams that Trailblazer from Sky, could make things really, really dangerous.
Yeah, definitely a little concerning. If you don't take room on Hookah on B, it's not the end of the world, but it definitely makes it just that much more difficult, especially once you get that bomb down and the enemy team starts to retake. But as we hop into our beginning match here.
And the video comes back just on time for the start of pistol round here as we get ready to go underway between these two Titans, UC San Diego and San Jose State University, and it's going to be a very smooth lean toward this B site here. All 5 members of the Spartans are here. Fade Eye's going to come out as well. And Chrome is going to find one onto Oko there and get immediately traded out. But regardless, Magalore is going to plant the bomb here. Frost is going to find one onto Kempeki. Melvin deciding if he wants to come out here quite yet. He will slide into many barrels of the Spartans there and go down quickly. November finding one of his own. It's 2 versus 2. Guiding Light coming out. Post-plant situation here as Frost finds one, and all that's left is Yuri on the brim, jumping over the top ropes here as Frost trying to find him, and almost so close. And the pistol round goes the way of the Tritons here early on.
Yeah, bit of a, let's see, we got the default lineup on A with Viper on that wall, but once they took side, SJSU kind of lost it there. They had a little more stacked back side than you would have anticipated, especially with the amount of util that UCSD has for retake in that Neon. I mean, if you look at the map there, I think they had 3 of them die just backside just on that retake. You know, if they have the room to plant safe and kind of play off site, I know it's a little different on pistol round, but a little interesting. Not exactly what I expected them to play. Maybe a little too aggressive, or maybe they just got a little overzealous there in that beginning.
Yeah, it was interesting to me because it seemed like the Spartans had taken the site, but they were a little bit slow to come out there, and there was only 1 or 2 members of the Tritons, and they were able to retake it successfully. Regardless, the pistol round goes the way of the Tritons early as the anti-eco is underway here, and it will just be 5 Spartans down the way of Hookah. Here they come flooding out, Bucky in hand, and Chrome will go down, but we'll find one. And it's just an absolute bloodbath back and forth here. Magalore planting the spike once again.
Spike planted.
And the Spartans looking to make this expensive for the Tritons. As everything, a hush falls over the bomb site as it begins to tick away. Nothing else can be heard but the spike counting. The smoke will go down, and Magalore, a beautiful pick, sitting in the tube there with the Stinger and these guns, and this is really bad, and actually will lose the round is UC San Diego. And the anti-eco, something they struggle with so often, they always lose these, so often they win the pistol round and always lose the round following, and it just really disrupts their economy, and they're going to have to save this one.
Yeah, a little concerning there, and especially if we pay attention to Magalore, already 3 ult charges away. Definitely looking to build that ult charge. Maybe Fade is just going to be cycling this ult in and out as these rounds progress for them. But we'll see. It's a little scary. She's got full armor Bulldog, and actually one of the only other players with an ult charge. Let's see if they take it again here on B.
Last pack right here is Thane, and Thane will find Chrome immediately. A beautiful outlaw shot right to center mass there for the opening pick here on this round. Weaponry should not be the best for the Tritons, and it won't be Kempeki finding another opposite end of the map. Just going to be another B scale here with Kenpeki. Lurking, taking some of this space, grabbing the orb is raised 2 off of that showstopper and peeking right into the barrel of Thane. We'll find another one, 2 for 2 thus far. Nade will come out. No members of UC San Diego are home, however, and they're both going to teleport and catch out Kenpeki quick, but the bomb's going to go back toward A.
1 enemy remaining.
Kenpeki finding Melvin there on the rotate, and Tran here as well.
Flawless.
As Thane is just on a journey through Hookah by their lonesome while all the action happens on the other end of the map.
Yeah, looks like they just got picked off. I mean, the subpar weaponry against SJSU definitely cost them that round, but getting picked off that early. A little close. Chambers shot just over Raze's head, Thane's head rather, and just barely missed him. Let's see as they gather towards the A site, see what kind of take they're going to do, and looks like UCSD might be reading this A take with 3 on A, as they didn't have that last time.
It's going to be a shower slam here as the Spartans look to secure the bonus. Guiding Light coming out as well as Roomba. Shots ringing out, and Waylay will go in, and Magalore will follow it up with 2 of their own and shut down this bonus round as it leans the way of the Spartans. Not the situation the Tritons want to find themselves in. Melvin in U-Haul here with the Bucky in hand can be dangerous, but they have that Fade util to clear them out if need be, and they are so aware that someone could be in there as the retake starts to begin. Chrome the last one to follow. Magalore a little banged up. Here's the Trailblazer to clear some space out here, but this is a really good post-plant hold from San Jose State University, not giving anything to the Tritons thus far. Shots ringing out, and Frost will find one. Yuri with a nice trade back the other way, and this looks like a bonus round that is going to head the way of the Spartans. It's going to be 3-1 San Jose State University.
Yeah, quick round. They were definitely locked down. That once it was post-plant, they were completely locked down in their post-plant take. But looks like Fade has already gathered her ult, and we'll see if they played a little differently. Maybe they're going to take that B and change it up as they gather towards the B side. A little bit Viper still throwing that default wall, and looks like UCSD is still keeping 3 on A, unaware of what's about to go down on this B long.
It's 3 straight for the Spartans as they make their mark on this opening map. It was their pick.
Go, go, go.
Tritons starting on defense on Bind, as we mentioned before the game got underway. Weapons not great for the Tritons here. A few deagles. Saw a shotgun in the hand of Melvin as well, and Melvin will go down to Yuri. Trying to catch him, and will he? But Kenpeki's ready for it in the depths of T-spawn there, and the TP play is good. No one is home to answer. Rotate might be in time, and it will be. Tran is just getting there. Nice angle here from Thane following the blast packs. All 3 members of the Tritons are here, but what can they do with sticks and ropes? And Kenpeki's going to shut that one down, but Frost puts one between his eyes back the other way. Frost getting shot by Thane there on the jump up, and that's going to be another one, 4 straight for San Jose State University.
Yeah, not quite what they were looking for. If you look at the map here, those 2 that died just mid there, not ideal to get picked off that early into the retake. Just providing no support in the back when you have nobody to apply pressure in the rear. There's not much you can do when you're losing when there's 5 on site like that. Definitely not ideal, but looks like there's still SJSU continues to switch it up as they gather around the A site this time. Definitely applying pressure to both sides, and it seems to be working well for them so far, so I don't think they're worried.
And gun should be back online for the Tritons, and November with a beautiful shot. November with the biggest gun of them all with the operator, but Thane will instantly get 2 back the other way. Here's the showstopper. Flying in is Thane. Thane trying to find one. Melvin still on the site, running away and trying to fear for his life with that showstopper in hand. Will successfully get away. Guiding Light coming out and will fully blind Yuri there. Seekers to follow, and this has been a bloodbath of a round. Thane gets 3, trying to find another, and that was really messy. Viper's pit as well. Shorty in handed. What is going on this bomb site? It's 1 versus 1 Melvin. Kenpeki just wrapped Melvin around the backside. Does he know? Very low in this Viper's pit due to the decay. 1 HP, in fact. Spike ticking away. And Melvin going to jump up heaven here. But time is running low. And this is going to be a close one for Melvin. The time is getting away from him a little bit, and a beautiful use of the Viper's Pit following the chaos that ensued on that site there. And Kentucky will get 2 of their own. It'll be 5-1 San Jose State.
Yeah, that Viper's Pit was absolutely brutal. Definitely secured them the round. Not sure what the plan was there, wrapping Heaven as time was starting to tick down. We'll see if UCSD can kind of pick it up like we talked about earlier. Bind is supposed to be one of the most defense-sided maps, but looks like they can't quite find an answer to SJSU's attacking.
Not the start the Tritons were looking for. Both gun rounds have not gone their way, and they find a little bit of a stumble out of the gate here early. You can see how they can respond, but it's going to be a save round for them, so just trying to do anything they can. But Thane getting online here, and any ult points that Thane can get is valuable to build toward that second showstopper. As you can see, he's already halfway to his next one. This will be a clean execute out onto B. Not much to make way of that one. As Tran and Chrome, all that's left, tour de force in hand. Spike will be planted.
Spike
as
planted.
They attempt a heroic retake here. It will be very difficult to take this site back with Deagle in hand for Tran, but if it's going to happen, that would be the start. Chrome at 10 HP and will instantly get traded out. Tran finding 1 versus 3. Deagle versus Rifles. This seems difficult, and it is. That's 6-1 San Jose State University, and now a 3rd gun round for the Tritons as they hope to finally secure one of these.
Yeah, definitely not going their way. If we see too this Viper getting these picks on these guys rotating, I mean, I think there was like 2 or 3 deaths there just outside of Hookah. Again, just not allowing there for to be any room on the retake, and pretty much just locking down that plant, especially post plant. It seems like they cannot find an answer here. But looks like Magalore still holding on to that ult as he's had it for 3 rounds now. Let's see if he does anything with this round.
Yeah, Nightfall in hand for Magalore. Might use it now that the Tritons have weapons in November with another pick, this time onto Thane, who's been doing a lot of heavy lifting for the Spartans so far. Melvin with a nice shot onto the back of Oko will be instantly traded out. San Jose State is doing a beautiful job this game so far of trading people out and hitting these sites with conviction. So everything will slow down for a second.
Smoke's down.
And look at Kentucky taking some of this shower space as well, and it's going to be a pinch, but November is aware of Kentucky right on cue. Tran trying to find 1, and Tran will find 2. A gun round finally goes the way of the Tritons. It'll be 2-6 with UC San Diego in the back seat.
Yeah, definitely a better round there. Those eliminations in November, and Tran definitely being the stars of that last gun round. Hopefully that was just what they needed to find some success. It seems like SJSU had sort of slowed down there, and it allowed UCSD to kind of pick up some more slack. Let's see if they don't make that same mistake and keep speeding it up and keep this steamroll going. But hopefully UCSD can find this answer.
As we will have a timeout right on cue as the barrier was about to drop there. Not sure who it's from, but I'd like to imagine it's from the Tritons. At least I would hope so.
Surely. Let's see. Hopefully that one round, that bye round that they won, gave them the answers that they needed, and now they just need to study and come together for an answer against SJSU.
And it feels like, we talked a little bit about UCSD they're playing their pace, but it still doesn't feel like that, right? Something feels off right now, and we're used to them being hyper aggressive, running it down, but this feels a little bit more of the same. What do you think?
Yeah, it is. It's sort of reminiscent of that St. Thomas, especially that split game that I saw them kind of just getting taken steamrolled on, especially in that heaven take. They're just kind of letting SJSU take the space and not really having the best answer for it. I wasn't seeing a ton of switch up in terms of what was going on the defense, but let's see. Hopefully, as we continue into this next round, let's see what they can find it.
So we get ready to head back into gameplay here following the timeout from the Tritons, and a missed shot there from Chrome, contesting a little bit of this long space this time to do exactly what he mentioned, and it seems to work right on cue. Brimstone ult right on the top of Frost, and he's a dead man no matter what he tried to do there. And this execute, Chrome still has the op in hand. No Fade Util left, just the C's, and that'll be it. Cleaned out of the Fade Util spam, was just a little bit shy of catching Fury in the head there. San Jose State were pump the brakes on this one. 57 seconds and ticking on this, but it's going to be a TP play. But here's November ready for it. Op in hand, jump spot. Doesn't immediately fire, dash online, and swings right back into it. An easy shot there from Magalore. Maybe not the best swing there, but an orbital strike will come down, as well as the overdrive from Neon. And Neon just running around, but Kempeki shuts that down, swats him like a fly. Tran trying to find the trade, and Will. Tran has been playing so well from this U-Haul. Bomb will get planted by the hands of Magalore. It's 2 versus 2, and a round that seemed all UC San Diego has turned back the other way. The Showers player will make themselves known, but Magalore's Fade has walked up on that default truck there and will begin to wrap U-Haul. And are the Tritons aware of it? They're so busy with Yuri. He's beginning to wrap the other way. 1 versus 2. Spike will get tapped, and he might find one, but the gun wasn't out, but it doesn't matter. Chrome will blow his head straight off, and that'll be 3-6. A little bit of a scary one for the Tritons, but they closed that one out.
Yeah, Chrome giving Magalore a haircut with that op shot to the dome. Got a little hectic there on the long side. I think that missing that op shot in the beginning of the round wasn't ideal, and giving up that opportunity to get that early pick. But they were able to pull it together. I think the pressure that they were applying along SJSU's definitely knows what they're doing, but UCSD was able to respond appropriately. And as far as that rotation, I believe it was read pretty well. Unfortunately, Jet missing that op shot as they came onto the Showers and re-peeking and getting picked. It was far from ideal, but as we see, they stay towards the A side. Let's see if they take it again and see if they can learn from their mistakes.
It's going to be a shower slam, excuse me. As 3 members, it's not going to be a shower slam anymore. They're going to head back the other way, but Trailblazer will see Raze and called out one out. Will be 2 members of the Tritons, and they're going to be swinging into the Showers play here soon. As Chrome just holding this angle with the op, but Waylay ult to come out, and the execute is happening on A side right now, and Chrome is just minding his business. And there we go. We will see some action here as Chrome was holding that passive angle, but 3 versus 4 for San Jose State University, and they will take this U-Haul space, and the spike will be planted. November with a nasty fadeaway shot there onto Thane, an insane shot as Guiding Light will come in, and November stuck with an op in this U-Haul, not the optimal weapon for this close range encounter. Kempeki holding this U-Haul space and dances beautifully around Frost shots. It's 1 versus 3, and all that's left is Chrome operator in hand and won't be able to. They'll lose the op and they'll lose the round as well.
Where are you?
It'll be 3-7 with San Jose State University in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I'm not seeing as much as I would hope for from these operators. They're not getting as much value, I think, even as UCSD would hope. But a little surprised November was able to stay alive in that lamps position so long, especially after that amazing Waylay ult onto the 2 enemies in Shower. Able to take that space so effectively. It was definitely a brutal one, a bloodbath in the Showers for sure.
As a CT side that has not gone the exact way of the Tritons thus far, it'll be some early util sent the way of A short, and that taunt will find Melvin, and Showstopper is out, and Melvin's just gonna have to slide away. As the rest of the execute takes place on site, November finding one, trying to find any more, and Melvin just running his way back and put some 12 gauge shells in the back of Oko and just jump scare him. How quick he rotated, but the site will be taken, but they're pinched. But it's just November on the CT side to hold that, and he's only 11 HP. A nice pick from Melvin onto Magalore there. Spike will be dropped.
1 enemy remaining.
And Yuri will go down from a headhunter as well. All that's left is Kempeki, the former Sentinel, on bench, but Melvin finding 3, and they're starting to inch back a little bit are the Tritons. It'll be 4-7.
Yeah, I don't want to say, don't call it a comeback, but I just want to note the ability for them to retake and the amount of control and enable the space they're able to make when they have 1, 2, 3 players on the flank there on their retake. It allows them so many opportunities for that retake. It definitely opens up the doors that they need, and I mean, that was a beautiful round. They had so many staying alive there at the end, and I think that might be the answer they need for retakes. Flanking.
I 100% agree, and it's going to be a bloodbath here in long shortly. Guiding Light comes out, and Waylay will dash forward. November dashing away as Melvin just holding this passive hookah angle. But no one is home here on hookah. It's just 4 members of San Jose State. And this might be a TP play here. The lack of noise from the Spartans as November with a clean spray through the smoke to find Oko, and just like that, you can tell it's a TP play. Nice kill from Chrome. When they start to pump the brakes and nothing's really happening, they tried to draw some of those rotates, but UCSD did fight here, jumping through the Viper's orb. There's
One enemy remaining.
Tran catching a headshot, and a beautiful shot there from Chrome to find their third on the round, and a nice job from the Tritons to not over-rotate and read that TP play. A half that was a bit disastrous to start, ends 5-7 UCSD. Could have been better, but it could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, better late than never, as they say, but I'm just glad they were able to answer and pick up a few more rounds there. It seems like they kind of got the reading on SJSU's plan there and kind of started to get their read, especially on the retakes and taking care of that showers thing. I was so surprised to see Magalore use that Nightfall so late into the half. I think he was able to acquire it by round 3 and then didn't use it just until the last round and actually getting 0 value out of it. A little interesting. Not ideal to hold on to it that long.
I'm out of here.
But San Jose State got inherent value out of that half, being up 7-5 here on Vines. It's going to be interesting to see how UCSD is going to respond with this shower fast take here. Melvin just sliding up, shorty in hands. And this $200 weapon has been very, very dominant in the recent meta.
Yeah, a little scary. I know they're hesitant to push into that showers and take back that space, even as there's just one player left in there, but they're not quite sure as Viper seems to get picked off. No, sorry, Chamber gets a pick on Magalore on short as the match still is slowing down.
Oh, and Chrome with a nasty shot there onto Kempeki. Very good job of clearing that corner, and this will be a B hit and TPs to follow from San Jose State. November calling that one out, and here's another TP to follow as well. It's absolute madness here outside the gates of the teleporter, but all that's left is Thane, and Thane will go down. So both pistol rounds go toward UC San Diego, yet they find themselves down a round, which is really interesting. And as they look to secure this anti-eco, something they couldn't do in the first half.
Yeah, it looks like SJSU maybe have gotten just a little too aggressive on that. It wasn't even a retake, it was just the middle of the round. 4 out of the 5 members falling just outside of Hookah there. A little unusual to see, but the aggression was well placed, but maybe not quite the execute that they needed. Let's see if they need to slow it down or what they decide to do as UCSD does take their second pistol round.
The anti-eco was not fortunate enough to head toward the Triton's way, but Chrome trying to make sure that doesn't happen again, as that can lead to a slippery slope for the beginning of the half as they look to respond. A beautiful opening pick there, and Showers is wide open for Chrome if he wants to take it. Yuri doesn't even have shield. Deagle in hand to Kampeki as well. Melvin with a nice shot onto Thane to stuff this push, and they're just going to end up storming out, and this won't be anything to write home about as the Tritons finally secure an anti-eco, something that has plagued them. Yeah, barring a heroic from Kampeki, showing us some of that ECT experience he got. But this would be very difficult even for the former Sentinel. And a beautiful shot from Kampeki there, but November to clean it up. No more heroic magic for this one. We're tied up at 7 apiece following the stumble from UC San Diego early in the first half, as a bonus here would be magical for them.
Yeah, I just want to point out again the positioning and where these SJSU players and Spartans are eliminated. Had 3 of them fall on A and 2 to fall on B, but the bomb ended on A, and they didn't even have the bomb right there at the end of the round, unfortunately. So we'll see. It looks like they're all starting to gather towards the B. Maybe we can see a classic B take with the Sky and a little unknown on the weaponry. Outlaws in hand. A little bit of a mixed buy here as the bonus kind of comes out for UCSD.
Yeah, the Tritons are using that new question mark weapon. I heard it's pretty goated.
Unreleased.
That unreleased tech, as Kampeki will find a beautiful shot there onto November, but will find a judge in his face to follow. Rifle secured by Melvin, and the snake bite's still on the ground. Melvin's going to have to run right through it, but look at the Spartans taking this A space to cut them off from market here, and this is about to be a brawl here. Thane is going to get nasty here, and Thane finds one. And they're happy with what they got. They'll take one and start to evacuate the other way. As Melvin goes down, no duelists left for the Tritons. Trying to make anything work here. and really proactive space taking there from San Jose State University. It'll be a TP play. This might be a little bit predictable as Saturate will come out and catch Frost immediately, putting a halt in this push quite immediately. And all members of San Jose State are now here and ready, and all members of the Tritons are stuck in showers. Trailblazer to come out, and this looks really ugly for the Tritons. It's going to be really hard for them to execute 30 seconds and ticking. I'm wondering if there's someone behind him. Oko finding one, and this goes exactly the way you thought it would, with all remaining members of UC San Diego being stuck in showers. A beautiful read from San Jose State and an outlaw in hand from Frost trying to make anything work, and won't be able to. Bonus round, they take 2 guns away, but the TP play and just really good map control there from the Spartans.
Yeah, the Spartans not exactly falling for that long teleport play. I think with the numbers they had, they were able to keep a lot of that map coverage and kind of just read that play. And not even read it, just be ready for any rotation that was to come from UCSD. Definitely not the best bonus round. They weren't able to take too many guns off of SJSU, but we'll see as the economy is now a little more even and both teams are on a bye. Let's see what they do here.
I'll find you.
Guns online for both teams here. First gun round here of the second half, and this showers take has been a staple for the Tritons in their offensive half, as they'll let Melvin get forward, and he'll be one off of overdrive, and a beautiful pick there onto Oko, kind of just jiggling there, and gets caught out by Frost, but spammed back the other way by November, and Melvin just sliding on in, and won't be able to. The Bucky shot will go wild, and a nice shot from Dane to track Melvin as he was sliding, and Kempeki is just taking this B space again. They know that it is A without a questionable doubt, and the Spartans just doing a really good job of taking this map control. No one there from the UC San Diego to punish Kempeki. He just keeps walking up market. Beautiful flash there from Frost, and trades are going back each the other way, but I think Kempeki might have orbed off the trademark from Chamber there. The Chamber no longer with us. So
enemy remaining.
The flank is unknown regardless.
Down
Tran with the immediate
Last
trade.
player standing.
Tran and Magalore 1 versus 1. Could teleport here if he wanted to. Smoke pad in hand, and that's a little bit scary. Has no clue where Magalore could be, and just like that, right on cue, is the teleport play. Magalore chooses just to rotate through CT normally, and this should be a spike plant for Tran. Molly in hand, Fade Eye coming out, and we'll see him immediately. Such a crucial gun round for these two teams. UC San Diego trying to claw their way back in after a slow start in the first half. Tran, do you have the heroics in you? Magalore tapping the spike, not biting on it is Tran. Tran still has the molly. Magalore and Tran, shots go wild, and Tran can't convert. He wasn't even looking and misses the crouch spray. And Magalore with heroics of his own. It'll be 9-7 San Jose State University. Such an unfortunate whiff there in such a pivotal round.
Truly unfortunate. I hope his team's not giving him too hard of a time there. But I want to point out, too, the 2 deaths that we saw come out of showers there is UCSD was sort of taking the A side. Looks like Melvin had fallen on site, and nobody on UCSD's team coming up that A short was able to support it. They were a little unorganized there in regards to that take. I don't think they were quite expecting Melvin to come out. Maybe he just wasn't ready to be supported. But as he came onto the site and was eliminated, there was nobody even quite up short at that time.
Yeah, just kind of caught lacking there with no backup or reinforcements to follow. As they'll start to take this long space as UC San Diego. And it's just going to be a default. No one outside of Hookah, but November and Chrome, respectfully, in shower and short. Just kind of pumping the brakes on this round a little bit, trying to see what they can find. Seekers in hand for Frost. Fade Prowler will see someone in long. They've made enough noise, and it's a TP play. Or it could be a fake because the bomb has not teleported itself yet. Trying to pull some of these rotates, but San Jose State not moved at all. Have not rotated, and Thane has taken this upper hookah space. And will likely find Melvin and Will, and will find Chrome as well. And they're just taking this space and not being punished for it. Seekers will come out as the rest of the team is trying to execute from long. November finding their 3rd of the round. Can they do even more to find it? Kempeki with a beautiful snake bite, and Kempeki to shut it down all by his lonesome. Kempeki with 3, and a beautiful line him up and knock him down for him Viper's Pit is online in double digits for the Spartans.
That's not what you want to see. I mean, the takes there were looking decent. I think the space that they took wasn't mishandled, but I mean, that 3K from SJSU is definitely unfortunate. That's going to shut down any sort of take onto the map, but hopefully UCSD can pick up and find something to do here, as there's only 2 of SJSU's very own on the side as they get ripping onto the side. Melvin almost taking space there in Lamps rather.
And Oko just swatting down November out following the updraft, excuse me, and the Waylay ult to come out from Oko as well, and Chrome with a nice shot, but a brawl is brewing, and the lucky shot goes a little bit wide right of Yuri there, trying to follow him up is Frost the Deagle in hand, and Frost actually finding both there. Beautiful shots ringing out from U-Haul, and suddenly this round, not as ridiculous as it once looked before that. Kenpeki stuck here in heaven, and a nice shot from Chrome there as well. It's 3 versus 1. Thane in this short space. Tran will plant back sight. They know and they are aware that Thane is here. Guiding Light will come out and not really flash Thane at all, actually. Both members of the Tritons will retreat. U-Haul and Shane, do you have any magic left in you? Has Showstopper in hand if needed, but doesn't clear the corner, and Frost with 3 in a round in that round. And Frost, those 2 Deagle shots in Hookah, or excuse me, in U-Haul were so important for that round. UCSD starting to bite back a little bit here.
Yeah, definitely some clutch plays there. I just want to point out Ray's and Thane and Kenpeki's performance so far in this map, as they've kind of been able to make a lot of these rounds happen for SJSU, and especially that round in particular. I think if it wasn't for them getting eliminated earlier, it would have been a little dangerous for UCSD, but the synergy, it looks like UCSD is able to play together a little bit more here and just capitalize off of each other.
Blinded.
UCSD, they need to be more aggressive with this space. They're getting punished on these gun rounds from the Spartans taking over that map space wherever they're not at, and you can see it right here. Exhibit 1A is them taking the shower space. No one's even there. So if they're gonna stick to it, they gotta stick to their guns here and just be a man of their word, and that they will. Taking this site with conviction. Tran finding Kenpeki early. Guns are not great for the Spartans. Can they do anything with them? And Wade won't be able to. A nice site take, and just Yuri with a Deagle in hand, and finds Melvin. A nice shot there. And this should be all she wrote for Yuri, barring anything. But Wade, okay, that started to get a little scary. Some nice shots from Yuri to get 3 on that round, but UC San Diego with a round of their own, and now guns will be online back for the Spartans.
Yeah, I got a little nervous there, but they do have the money to afford that, especially picking up an operator and giving it to Chrome, see if he's able to make any sort of impact with that. But definitely a bloodbath when they took the site there. I think SJSU having the subpar weaponry kind of sold them out there. UCSD was sort of able to take advantage of their lack of weaponry.
An absolute thriller thus far in this opening match between these 2 teams. It's been close all the way around, and it's going to be a hookah take, but this is going to get really messy. Stun is still in hand, and just fighting back are the Spartans. And Kenpeki with 3 of their own, and in a blink of an eye, the round is just on Chrome and his operator in shower. San Jose State University ready for that hookah push, and Melvin swinging with the stun in hand. The stun was good, but everyone was already dead to follow it up.
Yeah, definitely a bloodbath in there in hookah. Looks like they were really ready for that take, as it kind of had won them the last round. But as all is quiet on bind and they secure this bomb, looks like Chrome is looking to save this operator. But with a minute left, we'll see if SJSU sort of wants to follow and chase him down and take away that operator, as I don't believe he'd be able to afford it in this next round, especially if they go to lose this one. And as it would bring them to the 11-9, a little bit scary for UCSD. And we'll see as they sort of make their way through the map. Raze and Brimstone started to encroach on Chrome's position as Raze is about around this corner right into Chrome's crosshair, and he's able to get the elimination. And now he's scared, watching his back on Showers. He's got to know that they're starting to sort of encroach on him and maybe starting to...
They're sending the dogs after Chrome, and the teleporter is out, and the jig is up. Chrome trying to stay alive with this operator in hand, and won't be able to. We'll take a few down with them, but the op will be secured for San Jose State University. And it seems like the Tritons were just so thrown off by the fact that the Spartans could potentially be there in hookah, and it felt to me like the utility was maybe a little bit out of order. The dog needs to come first, and somehow the dog was not the first thing that was used, and that leads to Melvin being caught out with the stun in his hand, right? Because they're not aware of what's going on in that hookah space.
Yeah, and they're looking head level as opposed to dog level, and definitely able to pick him off fast. I think he was dead before the stun even went off, and SJSU definitely ready for that push, and seems like they don't think they're going to do it again as they leave. Just one in hookah this round, their Viper, as UCSD's looking a little clueless as to what they're going to do with this round as they kind of hang back in their own spawn, as maybe Chrome seems to be having a little bit of technical issues as this round is slowing down, not seeing much presence anywhere on the map.
So maybe, well, the timer is still ticking down here, but Chrome, yeah, as you mentioned, not moving at all in that T-spawn as they're just holding out. So we wait to see what will happen here. Hopefully we get a tech pause here soon, or it might just be a... And November still says game on, and Thane will go down to November. Maybe a little bit of a cheap shot there.
A little bit of a no honor play there. A little BM there. I'm not sure what's going on in the chat. I cannot read what the players are saying to each other, but it looks like they're starting to develop this round a little bit more as the Seekers come out to play, and Viper and Fade left alone to take the side as Waylay rotates over as UCSD starting to take the side. Melvin launching into side into hookah, and now there's 3 on site as they took a little too long to get over here as the wall starts to fall. The teleport plays coming out. Looks like SJSU is definitely not ready for this read as Brimstone all by his lonesome on site as they take this control of the map. Melvin launching himself forward on his side, and the plant comes down. Ultimate coming out from Brimstone. Yuri able to get 2 along with the planner, able to deny that plan, and this round is looking to be quite over as bomb was not able to go down, and the round comes to a close there. 9-12 in favor of SJSU. Let's see if there's a...
That's one of the weirder rounds I've ever seen.
Yeah, not quite sure.
That was interesting. Chrome clearly having some technical difficulties there, but game on, I guess, and San Jose State University will find themselves on match point here in map 1 of the CVAL Champs lower bracket. Viper's Pit online, and
where are they?
Not sure the weaponry for the Tritons, but I can't imagine it's anything too intense. Tour de Force will come out from Chrome as well. Yuri will find Tran immediately, and this will be an A-site hit as Melvin will put one between the eyes of Yuri there. This A-site hit looks clean, but they're taking too long to get this bomb down. Chrome will find Oko there in heaven. Here's the C's to follow as well, and will grapple the planter, which is November.
A little scary as there's 2 in hookah here. Oh, there we go with the Viper Pit coming, Ultimate, sorry, coming out more. Oh, Maglor getting a pick, and now it's a 2v2. Sort of looking like it is in SJSU's favor as UCSD Frost is able to get elimination on the Fade, and here comes the dog, and great eliminations by UCSD. I think those 2, as although they weren't playing together there, they're able to sort of synchronize in their eliminations, and looks like that Viper's Pit wasn't enough to secure them Kenpeki the round like it was able to do last time, as it is now 12 SJSU, 10 UCSD.
Still match point for the Spartans here, but yeah, the Tritons finally in double digits as they hope to force OT here in map 1. This was San Jose State's map pick on Binds, but still has been interesting to see that maybe the defense on the defense side of the map hasn't been the best for both teams, but San Jose State just trying to do just enough to get by and squeak this win out here, and Melvin will find 2 by the judge, just running them down, and that'll be a clean site take for them. Don't get too overzealous here though, Melvin. Saw the weaker weaponry of the Spartans and trying to make 11 of themselves, and Melvin will slide out and find a 3rd. A judge will be secured by Thane, but rifles for the Tritons. Showstopper in hand if so need be, in November with 2 for 2. He's got 2 bullets and make that 2 kills for November. Still match point for San Jose State University, but the Tritons looking to claw their way back in and force overtime.
Yeah, they definitely, SJSU was definitely saving their weaponry, trying to fight for this last round to win it out here. Raze and November picking up all the eliminations in that match, 3K from Melvin rather, and able to pick up eliminations. Get a little overzealous there with the judge peeking into the spawn, but still able to get one, remarkably so. We'll see if he's got quite the grit and determination to do that again here as SJSU has weaponry in hand.
I'm out of stuff.
It would take some real gall to do that here when you're trying to force OT, but Melvin, we know, is so aggressive, and just like that aggression might be his downfall as he falls early here first to Magalore. Triton's down 1 to start. Trying to take some of the shower space, and the shower hit has not been successful for them thus far. Will it work here when it matters the most? Smoke's going down, and this will be a side hit, and everyone's coming out. Saturate is good, and I believe it hit both November and Chrome there. Jumping up is November, getting shot from all angles. Showstopper coming out as well. And it's absolute madness. Won't be able to find anything in this November. Showstopper in hand of Thane. Thane won't find any. It's a absolute bloodbath on the site. 2 versus 3. Tritons make that a 1 versus 3. All that's left is Tran. Waylay coming out, but will be an air ball. I'm trying to find anything to work with here. Tran versus Kempeki. Here's the TP, and it isn't able to get away in time. Tried to molly it off, but a close thriller will go the way of the Spartans. Map 1. Thriller between these two juggernauts, and the Triton's so close, but weren't able to get it done.
Yeah, definitely Kempeki able to catch Brimstone off guard there at the very end. And as far as how that match went, the attacking teams both times were able to get more rounds than anticipated. Not quite how you see Bind go down usually, as that is such a defense-sided map. They are definitely a little interesting as that match started unfolding. 11-13 is the final score, and UCSD wasn't quite able to bring it away, but definitely a hard-fought game. And I don't know if they're quite disappointed with their performance. I think it was definitely looking good for them at some points in that match, but they just weren't able to pull it away.
So close, but like you mentioned, not able to get it done as we get ready to go underway here on Map 2 Haven very shortly. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Collegiate Valorant. Stay right here. Welcome back, everybody, as we head into Map 2 of our lower bracket Collegiate Valorant playoffs as UC San Diego takes on the San Jose State University Spartans. My name is Trey. I'm here with my lovely fellow broadcaster, Jacob, as we get ready to head into Agent Select here shortly. And right before we do, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors here at Anthros, Turtle Beach, Newegg, and of course UCSD Rec for making this stream even humanely possible. With that being said, Jacob, let's get ready to hop into Map 2. An absolute thriller there in Map 1, 11-13. Didn't go the way of the Tritons. In fact, it went the way of the Spartans as they lead this series 1-0. And UCSD on their map pick has their backs and tournament hopes against the wall here.
Yeah, a little definitely did not go their way there. They put up a hard fight on that 11-13 loss, but I mean, as far as a little unorthodox as far as the attacking rounds win. Both attackers were able to take a little more rounds than you would come to expect on a map like Bind, and a lot of the impact too from the Viper and Melvin cannot be understated. But it just wasn't quite enough for Melvin, and and SJSU was definitely able to pull ahead there in that map. But as Melvin falls into his default role here as Neon and Magalord taking the Sova, a little bit of definitely a basic play here in terms of picking agents, and it looks like they are matching each other except for the Chamber and
a Cypher.
And
a Cypher is now
in the Big 26. A
yeah.
Cypher pick.
You know, the Sentinel role is something that has fallen by the wayside, kind of gotten power crept out of the game, if you will. Chamber being the only one standing, and even then he's barely even a Sentinel, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that Cypher plays. Obviously, Jet can updraft it. Now, it is good to stop the Neon, and that is one thing that we don't see too often, but it is technically a direct counter to Neon, just stopping her dead in her tracks, even if it doesn't do the outline the same way like it used to, which I think is ridiculous that it doesn't do that, honestly. But still, could be a direct counter, and that is definitely what Konpeki is drafting up there. Now, something I want to mention is that the only flashbang in this entire game right now is Omen's Paranoia. Now, Omen's Paranoia is good. It's great. But also could spell trouble. Once again, we saw November actually getting value out of that operator there in showers there on Bind, as well on Long as well. So going to be interesting to see how that plays out here. And yeah, just kind of almost a mirror match here between these two teams as the tournament hopes for UC San Diego lay on the line as we hope to get started underway here shortly with gameplay. But it's going to be interesting to see how they bite back here on map 1. Map 2, excuse me, sorry.
Map 2. Yeah, I'm curious to see Konpeki on such a passive role. The Sentinels are definitely the weakest part of the agents right now in Valorant meta, but we'll see if they're able to pull out any surprise trips. I don't think there's anything that's going to be out of the ordinary in terms of Konpeki's playstyle, and I don't see too much impact coming out from Chrome's trip either, but definitely will all come down to these Neons. I think they're definitely going to take the front stage here as we roll into this very first round, pistol round.
It looks like that maybe San Jose State kind of has a scouting report. UCSD loves to do this mid push, and they're ready for it here, but Dane will fall down immediately by the hands of November or Melvin just running out and just catching 3 bullets to the side of the head there, and this push will be stifled immediately, and Konpeki with 2 of their own there in garage trying to find any more, and all that's left is Chrome. Konpeki has been absolutely lights out this series and starts this one lights out as well. Chrome finding 1 and finding a second. It's 1 versus 2. Headhunter shots cleared out. No more left. Will we be ready for Konpeki here in Long? And seems like he won't be able to. Chrome 50 HP.
As he creeps up this long position.
Player standing.
Chrome able to pick one and turning his back. Ultimately, Konpeki getting eliminated. The pistol round goes the way of the Spartans.
And yeah, I was mentioning a little bit of it at the beginning of the round. It seemed like they were ready for it, right? Every game, not every game, but a lot of the games and pistols that the Tritons start here on Haven, they love doing that mid rush. And to start pistol round with 3 on B, you got to give credit where credit's due. It seemed like the Spartans did their homework. Yeah,
they definitely knew that was coming, and a little odd to see Melvin go in there by himself and completely caught off guard on his right there. By one of SJSU's very own. A little weird the way they took that space, and definitely a little unorganized. Let's see what they can do here on this pistol round as they need to save. Sorry, second round.
And Thane finding Chrome with that outlaw, which can be so deadly here on these anti-eco rounds, and Konpeki just walking up and taking this garage space, punishing the Tritons once again, as Oko will find Melvin, stuff him twice before he can even walk into the site. And this will just be an absolute bloodbath here as Oko will find 3. And that'll be a flawless round for San Jose State University. They'll take that one convincingly, and it's 2-0 for the Spartans.
Yeah, pretty much all of UCSD's very own falling right there in that middle B spot. I think we've all been there. Okay, we lost the first round. Let's all just bum rush B for this next round. Didn't seem to work out in the slightest there. A little interesting to see Konpeki holding the garage with the Guardian so close with a semi-auto weapon.
Walking up too. He's just
yeah, definitely showing no fear against the Tritons. So we'll see as the Tritons sort of lean towards this A-site. Bomb is just outside garage, but we'll see if they end up finishing the round here on A.
And it will be an A-site hit, but Chrome will go down again as they're just a little bit slow out of the gates there, coming out of A lobby. An opening pick there from Thane, and a bonus, losing this bonus, or even losing it in a close way, would mean trouble for the Tritons' economy. Sovadrone coming out and will clear some of this long space. Tucking in the corner is Melvin. And they're just going to start leaning toward this A site, but Thane gets called out there, and Magalore will head to the back of this site. And despite the pick, the Tritons not fully convinced that they want to hit this, and they'll actually slowly creep away. But Kampeki has shot a camera there in long. Can get so much information out of that. And they're just going to slow walk towards C, but this could be predictable here. This camera is going to catch out the members of the Tritons. He walked up long and shot that surely ages ago. The camera will see him, and Kampeki will calm that he sees so many long. Smokes will come out, and the execute to follow here as well. As Neon Stun comes out, hiding in the cage, there's Kampeki. Kampeki finding one, trying to find any more, and it's intermingled Tritons and Spartans on this site. It's an absolute bloodbath as Kampeki will find 3 and shut them down himself. It'll be a Sova 1 versus 1. Frost a little bit chipped away there. No util there for Magalore. Magalore to swing. Recon Dart in hand for Frost, and the bonus goes the way of San Jose State University. A beautiful camera there from Kampeki to get the information they needed for those rotates.
Yeah, again, Kampeki making... It's hard to... I can't understate the impact he's had. I want to send my dearest apologies to Kampeki for doubting his Cypher abilities and the impact he would have on this game, but just being able to read and let his team know that, hey, they're coming C and they're definitely going to execute, was able to get that rotation out from Neon. Definitely helped them largely in that round. I just want to... cannot understate the impact that Kampeki has had so far.
Absolutely, and the map control has been absolutely phenomenal, and the Neon wall just
goes bit of a misinput there.
Who put that wall there, says Melvin, as they will take this B site. Not the greatest weapons in hand, but somehow bodies are being traded back and forth. Thane with the operator and Magalore with a rifle there, and bomb will be planted. And the best round from the Tritons has been the one with the worst weaponry. Melvin jump spotting this rifler and will slide at him, trying to find more with the Bucky, and won't be able to. Maybe double dipped and got a little bit more than he could ask for. Thane running away with his operator in hand, and the Tritons will try and chase him down. And almost not able to. But the bomb never got planted to begin with. As it's Frost versus Magalore part 2 in back-to-back rounds. Can Frost get his get back for the round prior? Will be pinged by that recon, or from Sovadrone, excuse me. Shock Dart is good and money from Magalore. Magalore and Frost just swinging right into Magalore's line of sight, but it's no match for him. 3 on the round for Frost and a thrifty for the Tritons. Op secured, and that's a hell of a way to get your first on the board.
Yeah, I want to say, again, my dearest apologies to the UCSD's finest, as I was doubting that B take in the beginning, and especially with the guns that they had that round, I thought for sure that wasn't going to go their way, but they were able to take that site with ease and get the trades that they needed onto the site. That was definitely the impact I was not expecting, and even Kampeki wasn't able to shut that one down.
And a thrifty is the first for the Tritons as their C-Val hopes lay on the line here against the Spartans. Hunter's Fury is good and will ping Magalore and maybe even find him. Running into the smoke is Melvin, but Melvin get a little bit of tunnel vision there as Thane will get him back, and it's just absolutely messy for this Tritons execute here, and no good as they get stifled, and all that's left is Chrome with the operator per usual. A flawless round potentially pending here for the Spartans walking into the line of sight, and it will be on cue. A flawless round for San Jose State University.
Wow, as much as that round seemed to wash, it started off so promising with the space that they were taking on A long. I think that judge kind of slowed their momentum down and stopped them right in their tracks. I thought for sure that was going to go in the way of the Tritons, and as far as just taking the site there, but
I'm out of here.
the Spartans were able to respond accordingly, and they definitely shut that takedown, and were able to take that round away in a 5-0 or flawless fashion.
And not much for the Tritons here, as they're going to have to save this one. Judge in hand for Melvin, and one off of overdrive as well, as the tour de force will come into play for Chrome. Trying to use anything they can. Maybe get another thrifty camera. We'll see at least just November. Dark cover will come out to follow, and Thane just holding this with an operator. As Sova begins to walk up and drone from sewer. This drone was used from pretty far up, so it can actually go quite far and will actually step out there into Garden. Chrome thinking of finding him a little bit, and they're going to start to pivot toward A, which is the way of the operator. And Chrome sees the top of the head of Magalore, and they're going to run down Thane, and Chrome with the shot through the cloudburst will find the back of Thane. Magalore on this site all by his lonesome, trying to run it down, and Melvin has had no success with these shotgun slides thus far. And shotguns are what is in the hands of the Tritons. Overdrive online for Oko. Oko sliding around, trying to find anything. Here's a neural threat. 3 for Oko. Oko trying to find any more. Chrome stuck in sewer. It's 1 versus 2. Neural theft will ping him just to be certain, and swinging, and Chrome is stuck in a precarious position. A beautiful ult from Oko to take that site and will it back into their way. San Jose State finds their 5th here on map 2.
Yeah, that ultimate definitely gave him, that made the utmost impact there, but I want to highlight too the amount of barrel stuffing and judges down the throat that we're seeing from both Neons. I believe Tran even picked up a judge of his own there as they were onto the side sitting in that shrouded cover. A little interesting, the judges are making a lot of impact in these rounds, more than you would expect, but we'll see what UCSD can do and respond to SJSU.
It seems like the Tritons are just not been as committal as we were used to seeing them in CVOL West during the regular season, and just having a hard time performing these executes properly, or even the post plans. But it's been a little bit rough for them here in these past 2 games here versus San Jose State, and also last week against the University of St. Thomas, where map control and executes have been an issue, where November will find Oko for what he's done in the round prior, and operator in hand, and November finding another onto Thane, jumping around with knives, and November with a 3rd as well. This site will be taken, and Frost will plant the bomb. November trying to find his 4th on the round. Knives go a little bit wide, but still has some in his back pocket. Operator in hand will get paranoia, and it's absolute madness for November right now, trying to find even more. November finding 1. November with the knives ace to try and will the UC San Diego Tritons back into this game to keep their Collegiate Valorant playoff hopes alive. November with the heroism of it all.
Did not need that operator at all whatsoever, eliminating all 5 of the Spartans, taking that round from what seemed to be a little messy to an absolute slaughter. Taking that space on C was no problem for November, eliminating all 5 members. Let's see if he can replicate that success here as they sort of lean towards C again, and looks like the impact of Kenpeki can sort of be started to slow down.
That or November's just on fire right now. Could be either way, but look at this mid take here as Chrome will get caught out by Thane. It's 3 members of the Spartans just running up mid. No one's in Chrome's grass to hold that, as everyone is just stuck in this long space. There's no map control anywhere else, and they might have to just call this one off. Chrome got assassinated there, and spam is good onto Melvin a little bit too.
Yeah, I just want to point out that Sova Magalore is definitely not falling for anything, keeping his butt planted on that A site, just in the possibility that they do rotate over as UCSD starts to make some headway over here into the garage in middle of the site, as there's Cypher and Jet tunneled up here on garage. Let's see if conflicts they take, as Thane is able to take out November, and going in for the trade at UC Frost is not able to take it. Tran able to take 1, and Kenpeki ultimately getting the last trade on that garage position, as the bomb is now fallen in the garage. It is now a 1v4 with Melvin Judge in hand, as he is so well known for, and we'll see what he's able to do here. I'm assuming not too much with the classic in hand, as he sees the neon mid and starts to fall back as SJSU is making their way, encroaching on his position and holding that window, as Melvin is well aware that if he peeked that window he would be dead in an instant, as he sits in this corner, not scared at all of what could possibly be to his right, though, as SJSU is starting to make their way up. A little hesitant. I think they're waiting for this round to end.
10 seconds
Here comes
left.
The camera from Kenpeki, as ultimately spots Neon, and now he knows he's got to go, and ultimately falls to Oko.
And the way the Tritons are playing this, it's just so interesting to me. Chrome's in that mid window, and very well identified from San Jose State to know that Chrome is just there and just running up mid. If a player is grassed there, it blows the whole play up. But they know that everyone is just leaning toward this A long, or excuse me, the C long space. There's no one to help Chrome, and poor guy just gets jumped on by 3 different people. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, the Tritons having a hard time to getting out of that long space and just getting stifled by not much other than the fact that Kenpeki is even present.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate the way they're taking this and not able to support one another, and it should be a little more of a, as Oko's able to get an opening elimination on Neon, and the trades are coming out. Tran with the elimination on Oko, and it's now a 3v4 as SJSU are well aware of UCSD's positions. They still continue to take side, falling on Chrome, able to get a very own pick of his own as he looks on the side and able to take out two. As this side is now a 2v2, Thane with the operator in hand, a little worrisome with this Bucky. Frost still has his drone, taking fights back and forth on Tran, is able to get the elimination on Kenpecky as Thane pops the ultimate ability and walking on the side and get picks off by Frost by that Bucky. Definitely an amazing round by UCSD, as I don't even know if they were sure they were going to be able to take A after the eliminations and trades that came out there in that long position.
The Tritons, 2 of their 3 rounds here that they have are thrifties, so they got to make some of these gun rounds convert. It's interesting how they can win with not with just pistols and Buckies, but they struggle with the rifles here. And it's because, I can tell you why actually, because they feel more aggressive. They have to be more aggressive when they have pistols and shotguns, right? But they need to play that way when they have the rifles too. So let's see here if they can do it and if they can take this space convincingly, as Frost will go down but instantly trade out. Kenpecky getting a trade of their own. It's a 3 versus 3 in the blink of an eye. And this is very on brand UCSD for Melvin to just take this space so aggressively. Thane on 30 HP. Melvin, they're sharing the site with one another. The bomb is a little bit far behind, and the trail, there's still one member of the Spartans on site, and that's going to be Yuri. Just kind of sitting by this log space here, and we'll find November, and will be traded out instantly by Melvin. 2 versus 1, and Magalore somehow always finds himself in these clutch situations. He's 1-1 on those clutch situations thus far. Can he do it again? Catches out Chrome. Melvin showing the shoulder a little bit, sliding in, and won't be able to. Magalore has been ice cold for the Spartans thus far. It's 7-3 San Jose State University.
Yeah, crazy round there coming out from both teams. I think that Magalore lurking up on that flank, if he was able to wait long enough to go the long way C, he would have definitely been able to keep his teammate alive, but still able to clutch the round up nonetheless. And as we see Chrome with the ultimate in hand at the Tour de France, let's see if he's able to, definitely going to pop it this round, as we also see Tran and Sova with the ultimates. Got a lot of impact here, both Sovas actually, and both Omens with their ults. We'll see what they can accomplish here.
You want to play? Let's play.
Tour de Force will come out from Chrome as well. This will be another A hit, and Chrome will catch Kenpecky this time, punishes him for trying to take some map space, but Thane still jumps up on his own and be able to cut off any rotates from A, as they'll find Magalore as well. And UCSD's only hope might be to push forward here if Thane finds any, but won't be able to actually. And it's a 5 versus 2, a gun round that is finally headed toward the way here for the Tritons.
Yeah, it looks like SJSU kind of took all those fights one by one. You saw the one fall long and then the one just out the window there as UCSD makes their way onto site, taking it with absolutely no problems. The positioning I want to point out here, Neon and Chamber, a little bit of cat and mouse game as they are right behind each other, as Chrome was able to find him with his back turn, getting that elimination need. Maybe able to pick up a flawless round here as Tran is looking towards this Omen as he walks up. Sorry, as he walks up long, Tran not paying attention, but
oh,
November's got his elimination. He's got his back. Not sure what Omen was doing. Maybe admiring November's looking directly at him instead of that long position.
Regardless, it's 4-7, as a 5-7 half wouldn't be the worst for UC San Diego, but they have not really found themselves in the driver's seat at all this series, constantly playing on the back foot. They need to start to build a little bit of momentum here, especially headed into the second half from the Shadows and Hunter Fury for Tran and Frost, respectively there. Neural Theft, Hunter Fury, and From the Shadows as well. And Kenpecky has gotten a lot of value lurking and cutting off these rotates if he can use that Neural Theft, but it's just going to be an A-slam. There's 4 members of San Jose State University waiting for them here. This is going to get messy real quick. And surely the Tritons, are they ready for 4 defenders to be located here? November will find one of their own. They'll start to pump the brakes here a little bit, but regardless, it's absolute madness, and Thane will get caught out. Oko still in this empty corner, and Chrome with the headshot while he's sliding away. Very on-brand UC San Diego offense here as they take it straight to the cut, trying to find any more. Kenpecky doesn't have any more to say about it. It'll be a team ace for UC San Diego, and 5-7 at the half here in map 2.
Yeah, UCSD definitely found themselves in those last few moments, able to pick up the aggression, which they are known for, and they do so well. I'm surprised it took them so long to find that that grit and the aggression to take these rounds. And I mean, the rounds that they did take with that aggression were definitely some easy wins for them. Even on the eco rounds when they would play a little bit different and just, you know, balls to the wall, so to speak, and with that aggression, able to pick those rounds up. Definitely not as many as they were hoping. A little unorthodox in terms of play style, in terms of UCSD with lack of the aggression there, but they definitely found it towards the end. And we'll see what UCSD can do on the defense here. We see a bit of a hit as Cypher's Kenpecky's leaning towards that garage, putting a trip down, and as this round unfolds.
As the Spartans will just begin to march their way down A long, but UCSD really has nothing to say about it, and they'll just let them up for free. But November's waiting with a 6-shooter in hand. Will find 2 of his own there. It's 5 versus 3. And they'll send the Spartans packing the other way. But Chrome has done a really good job of taking this space. Here's the rotate, and is going to call for it. But look at Kenpecky. Kenpecky has timing Chrome. Chrome finding 1 and finds 2. A beautiful headhunter shots there from Chrome to cut off that rotate. Kenpecky, the jig is up and trying to find more, but hold on, wait a minute. Almost there. It'll be 6-7 UCSD there. They find their pistol here in the second half. Hope a little bit snowball here and build some momentum.
Yeah, November able to get those 2 important picks as the Spartans were coming out on the side, definitely shutting down that push. And then I didn't even notice, but Chrome making his way all the way into the opposite spawn and able to pick off 2 there. I definitely secured them that round with utmost impact. That was quite a good one, and definitely swayed that round in their favor. November and Chrome making that round for UCSD.
A lot of members of the Spartans out here in grass. Melvin in with the judge here in garage will find 1 and slide away, and that's all he will be good for, and will get away with his life as well. Chrome's got his back sitting there on flat, watching there with the outlaw. Another push stifled, but Kenpecky with a beautiful shot onto the head top of Tran, and Melvin just sliding out will fall to the classic of Magalore, and will likely end up securing that judge. Actually doesn't. We'll head for the plant instead, and Kenpecky just running down, but a nice anti-eco there keeps it clean for the Tritons. We're tied up at 7 apiece.
Yeah, definitely a great bonus round for them, or a second round rather. But I just want to point out the chemistry that the 2 defenders at C have, Neon and Jet. Chrome and Melvin, were able to just play off one another, baiting him into that judge, getting 1 and able to back out and then bait him into Chrome's position. He's able to pick up another one. That synergy there, definitely complementing each other well, as we see what UCSD is able to do on this bonus round.
Yeah, bonus round here would be beautiful for these Tritons, and camera spotted by the hands of Kenpecky. As this will be a garage site take, and they'll be flooding out onto C. In the meanwhile, 3 members of the Tritons are awaiting their execute and sliding around, but not able to find anything. Melvin, the shot goes a little bit wild despite the Bucky being down his face, and won't able to find Yuri. Yuri will plant the bomb, trying to make this round as expensive as possible for the Spartans.
As November and Frost are left to their own devices, looks like Kenpecky's got a bit of a flank going on here, and UCSD are definitely completely unaware. As hopefully they can speed this take-up so they do not get caught with their hands in their pants, as Kenpecky's just barely Frost missing him as Kenpecky makes his way onto the flank, and he's definitely going to be able to catch the UCSD's members off guard and getting it. But ultimately getting traded by November, with November a 1v3 situation, not much he can do, and getting picked off by Thane. The Jet v Jet play there. And these lurks are starting to have more impact than they were having in the last round. I just want to point out Cypher Kenpecky able to get that 1 elimination, definitely secure that round for them, the information given there. And a few rounds ago when Chrome was able to lurk up into their own, the opposing spawn, and catch the 2 members off guard, these flanks are starting to make some impact, and I think the lack of sentinel-ness in this game is starting to show, but
Let's go.
we'll see what they can do to answer, as we got 3 on the B at this round of SJSU.
And maybe they think it's another mid-hit, but it quite isn't for the Tritons, and all that's here on A is Magalore, but they're slowing down, and it's going to allow for these San Jose State players to rotate in time. Frost jumping around, and San Jose State will begin to execute. Paranoia coming out. It is just absolute madness on this site. As somehow it's a 2 versus 3 and Magolor's planting the bomb as everyone's trading blow for blow. Neural Theft will come out and ping the Tritons there. A round that was really important for these Tritons, still within reach, but they really need to make some magic happen here. A tough retake, especially an operator in hand for November can make it happen. Shock Dart will come out, and we'll see the arm there of Graffiti. The player is Yuri trying to find it. Another shot goes wild, and at this point, might have to just save the op as November getting spammed, and a few unfortunate shots, and 3 for Magolor will make this round the 9th for San Jose State University as they begin to trickle away toward moving on here in the CVAL Champs lower rounds.
Yeah, if there was anyone that could have done it with the chemistry, it was Chrome in November, but missing those 2 shots on retake back-to-back, definitely far from ideal for that retake for them, and ultimately not even able to pick up a single elimination. 3 of the members surviving, of the 3 of the Spartan members, sorry, able to survive. Let's see as they lean towards this A hit. Hopefully UCSD can find an answer to this attack.
Melvin's 1 off of overdrive as well, so if he gets a pick with that Bucky, could make this round a lot more interesting in November, and Magolor going band for band there as they'll be traded out for one another. And San Jose State University definitely aware of the weak buys, the shotguns, and the close range weaponry that could potentially put this round in harm's way as they're just playing this one slow, taking their time with it.
Yeah, definitely a slower round for both teams as they make their way up this A spot, and Melvin is tucked handsomely in that corner with the Bucky in hand as he's so dangerous with. We're going to see that drone come out from Magolor maybe in a minute here as they get into position. Kentucky going to peek the mid. No, doesn't get the information he needs. It seems like UCSD is well aware that they're going to take this A site rather as they launch on a site. Melvin just by himself calming to his team that, hey, they are taking the site and it's time to rotate. Still sitting down with that Bucky as he tries to get Kenpecky. Knows he's not going to be able to get that trade. Camera coming out, as useful as it has been so far, as some conflicts come on a site. Thane and Kenpecky able to get the eliminations, and Yuri's watching that CT get able to get elimination. Omen not with the weaponry that he needs to get that elimination. Frost all by his lonesome. Guardian in hand, see if he can pick up a couple eliminations before getting picked off, and unfortunately is not. Sova picking him off, and it is 7-10 to the Spartans. And I just want to point out one thing too, these long takes, there seem to be pretty by the book. I would hope UCSD has kind of got a read on what they do, is it starts to kind of be the same, these 8 takes, and they're starting to work, and they should be able to read what they're doing, and I would hope that they would respond accordingly. But as they sort of head towards the C side, we'll see if they're ready. They're still, I mean, just playing, what, 2A here? They're not going to stack it at all, as most of the players lean towards the C and B position.
Knives and Hunter's Fury here for the Tritons, and a beautiful walk down long to march down onto Oko, and here's the Hunter's Furies back the other way from San Jose State, and Paranoia as well, and Chrome is just getting util dumped, and Paranoia will go back the other way and be beautiful, as that will lead to November getting 2 as well, dashing out, and Bomb is stranded on the bomb site there. Tran finding 1, and this will be a nice and clean, barring anything crazy from Kenpecky, gun round for the Tritons.
And Kenpecky with the lurk up garage, not even able to get one. Not the impact he was hoping, a little too late there in terms of lurking, and I think the read that Chrome had on that C take was a little unexpected. I'm surprised he was able to get that pick with 3 of them being there and get out so safely. I don't even believe he took an ounce of damage, but definitely a little unexpected. I don't think SJSU was hoping to lose that round, but now that they did, I'm almost certain they're going to take it back to what they know works, and it is that A long take. We'll see what UCSD does. I would assume that they would know that they're going to take this spot, especially after they were able to win that round on C.
Running down A are the Spartans, and it's just Frost here to hold down the fort, and the rotates will come back the other way. This is reminiscent of a few rounds ago where they're just kind of pumping the brakes, and it allows the rotates to come over. Might be buying for a Kenpecky lurk, trying to pull some of these defenders back the other way. Silver Drone will clear some of this short space, but all the members of the Execute are there in long instead, and Paranoia will come out and be good and hit Frost, sliding out and executing. Thane finding 2 there. And no vision on long. There's just no one to contest long for these Tritons, as Kenpecky will cut off the rotate. the Tritons playing so passive on long that 4 members are able to stack outside of it, regroup, as Melvin will find too,
I'm out of here.
and just execute flawlessly without much pushback here, as Chrome will go down, and here's the overdrive, but overdrive and stunned himself, popped overdrive as well, and that is unfortunate. 11-8 as the C-Val hopes for the UC San Diego Tritons starting to knock on their door a little bit. The Grim Reaper beating the Spartans.
Yeah, Kentucky able to get a little more impact with the lurk there, picking off 1 on B. But again, UCSD is not finding the answer to this A take that SJSU is able to do so well. As we see a bit of a stack here, 4 on A and 1 on C. Is the bomb lean towards A? We'll see where they ultimately end up. But hopefully this is the read that they need as they're getting aggressive on the C take. Melvin pushing up all the way, gun to their throats. A nice elimination onto Kentucky, falling back ultimately, leaving November as he also backs up the space, taking Chrome, getting a nice elimination on the Oko in that garage position. SJSU is fallen as the recon bolt comes onto Chrome and gives his position away, but I don't think it'll quite matter as UCSD is able to rotate 3 of their own onto this back C site, picking up, just able to pick off the A. November, getting that elimination on that lurk, and looks like they're starting to make their way back to A. UCSD is also reading this pick. There comes the Omen ult onto Heaven. Let's see if he sticks it. Sorry, Hell rather, gets the smoke onto the site, and everyone, both teams well aware of the rotation. They know it's going to end A here, but we'll see if UCSD can finally take advantage of this retake. They have absolutely nobody on the flank. Huntress Fury coming out here, eliminating 1. Nice on the Magalore is now to 4v2. Melvin up Heaven, Yuri holding the CT to see if he's able to pick one as he uses his paranoia. Not quite ready to release it. Melvin getting the elimination. He knows that he's held. Getting that trade. Not quite enough there. Yuri able to secure 1 before he goes down. A good round from UCSD and the Tritons rather. My bad. All right. The Tritons able to take that round there. A little BM coming from Melvin. A little teabag. Hey, that was almost my alma mater. Sorry, it's a little in the back of my head. Starting to see myself as a Spartan if they win this round. I'm just kidding. I'm not entering the transfer portal.
You're a free agent after
No, definitely not. Loyal to the soil. As UCSD's, hopefully they're hopeful here. I think that round went in their favor. They're able to read the enemy team very well as they're getting ready for another A take.
And a beautiful shot there from Kempeki to open this round up. Operator on the Cypher, something you don't see too often, but Kempeki has been beautiful this entire series. Smokes will come down in November with a nice spam there onto Oko. There's just no contested from long, but all these kills are coming through Smoke somehow. And pushed away are the Spartans for this execute. Kempeki finding 1 operator in hand, 2 versus 1. Anything is possible when Kempeki's alive, and the no-scope from Kempeki on the Tran, and suddenly this is very, very possible. Shot goes just wide of Melvin's head, and things got really scary there, but the bodies are being shot. The Tritons have double digits. It's 10-11, San Jose State up by 1.
Melvin's definitely feeling himself now. 2 G-bags back to back. He's definitely secured both these rounds for UCSD, and just want to point out the impact that the eliminations through the smoke had on that A site cannot be understated. You don't see that happen every round, but it's definitely unfortunate for the opposing team or whoever's at the butt end of those eliminations through the smoke. It's never a good way to die or fall there, as UCSD's sticking to their guns.
Knives up for the Jet and a shorty in the back pocket to follow. It'll be another A hit, maybe. At least leaning toward it for the Spartans here. Sovadrone will come out and clear sewer, but they're actually going to start retreating and backing up the other way. This is an A fake, and it was successful in pulling these defenders toward the way of A. There's 3 members stacked that way, and Neon Wall will come out, and it's just Chrome, but Chrome finding Oko and jumping right into his face is Stain with a flurry of knives. Neural Theft coming out as well, and Magalore will find Melvin walking into the smoke of Stain. Stain might catch one, Zlakin and will find Tran, and it's 2 versus 4. Bomb will be planted as San Jose State takes that site beautifully. Off shot goes a little bit wild there, and it's going to be a really difficult retake for the Tritons. Recon Dart coming up in 8 seconds. Frost almost has it. But Spike is ticking away here. Cloudburst to come out, dash online, dashing onto that gong side, but won't be able to find anything. San Jose State University find themselves match point, series point, as they look to knock off the Tritons and send them packing here in the Collegiate Valorant Championship lower rounds. Everything's on the line here in this elimination match.
Yeah, both the eliminations coming through. Wallbangs in those last two to finish the round there. Finishing B was definitely not the brightest idea. Finishing B. What? Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, definitely made it for an interesting round as they make their way towards C. Chamber all by himself, as he has done pretty well in the past. The Sova drone coming out. We'll see what they can do here.
Trying to take a little bit of forward space here as Chrome will get pinged by the dart. Will also take the head off of Kempeki, trying to get one, and will spam through the smoke, trying to find any more. But his boys are here to back him up on this Seaside XQ updraft from November, trying to find anything, but both remaining members of the Spartans are out here on the front of the site. Judge in the hand of Melvin, and that'll be both of them going down. The Tritons doing their best to try to stay alive here in the Collegiate Valorant Champs, trying to force overtime on their own map pick here on Haven. It's 11-12.
Picking them off. I mean, that C-take has not been good at all for them. I'm not sure why they even chanced it there with the score this close. I know for a fact they're not going to try that C-take again, or maybe I'm wrong, as they sort of line up towards this C spot.
There's no Tritons on C.
Yeah, there's the A stack. I think for sure I would do the same read with that A take. I mean, looks like they're going to be aggressive on it. Maybe able to pick up this Kempeki, but side is completely open for the Spartans.
And you're absolutely right on cue. They're going to take this A lobby space aggressively, and they're going to try and kill Kempeki here if they can. But if Kempeki can get any value, he's just like a stalwart there holding it down. And this will be a free Seaside take, as no one is even here to blink an eye at it, as Yuri will plant the bomb. And Kempeki here, they're starting to close in on him, and a nice find from Melbourne for the opening pick there. Kempeki's lurk is no good this time around, and the retake will start to begin shortly from the shadows on long, but cancels it. Almost would have been behind Magalore there, and there's every ultimate in the game is being unleashed. Everyone is doing everything they can to stay alive. November, and all that's left is Magalore. Magalore has a huge task ahead of him, and just like that, UC San Diego will force overtime and stay alive here. Their backs against the wall, they answered the phone, and we're headed to overtime here in map 2.
That was a crazy round. I'm not sure what SJSU is thinking, trying to take that C away from them as we enter in this overtime round. It has not worked out, maybe but once, but the A-take is definitely their bread and butter. I'm not sure why they're deciding to switch it up at such a pivotal point in the match, as November been the star of that last round, able to secure a couple eliminations and definitely shut down that take. Overtime now. 12-12. We'll see what we can, if anything new. I'm hoping that they're going to stick to their guns here, and UCSD will probably try to take that A site. We'll see as the bomb sort of leans towards C. Maybe a glass cannon operation here from the operator in hand by Chrome. We'll see what the impact is looking like.
Chrome absolutely deadly with this op in hand. Thane just marching down long and will be called out immediately. An interesting play from Thane. Maybe thought that the C hit was unlikely, and an opening pick from the Tritons. See what they can do with it here. But they pump the brakes and starting to feel out the rest of this map. Chrome has not seen anything long thus far, but look at Kempeki. Kempeki just marching down C long. He is so aware that they're headed back toward A. He's calming for it, and just like that, all the defenders are waiting for the Tritons here, and they just might march into a death trap. Kempeki so close to finding a fight there with Tran, but has a flank the long way through CT spawn, trying to dodge that trademark, as bloodshed is soon to ensue here, and Chrome will find Yuri. It's 5 versus 3. This site take is good, and Chrome will find Magalore as well, and all that's left is Kempeki on the long flank. Maybe took a little bit too long there. Bomb will be planted, and Kempeki has a gargantuan task ahead of him to try and win this one for the Spartans. It'd have to be a 1v5. It'd have to be a miracle. Kempeki marching up this long space, as all Tritons have flooded CT, and Frost with a nice shot there onto Kempeki, and they find themselves on match point after forcing overtime early on, trying to take their map 2, and this one has been a bloodbath, Jacob, thus far.
Yeah, I mean, Trey, I was hopeful to say that Kempeki was going to be the one to win this round with the information he gathered, being able to walk up that long and let his team know that, hey, they are on A and they're definitely not going to rotate. But it seemed to be too little too late. I think, I mean, even with most 4 of the 5 defense being there on A site, the fast and aggressive take by UCSD was too much for them to handle as they head into this defense round.
All 5 members of the Spartans running down this A long space, at least to start the round, and long has not been a point of contention for the Tritons, and the Spartans know that. Starting to take this space aggressively, and they're also split by the way of Sewer, trying to find something. Silver Drone coming out, and this is going to get really messy. 4 versus 5 here. The only member not here is Chrome, and here we go. Here in overtime, Tran will find things to open us up here. Trying to find another is November. November with the second as well. 5 versus 2, and that round blows up in the Spartans' face. It's match point as the Tritons try to steal this map away. And everything, a hush falls over this game. Not a peep could be heard as the spike will head back the other way. Chrome cutting off this rotate, excuse me. And Yuri will take this spike. Both of them will take the spike mid. And Chrome, they're about to walk into his line of sight. Chrome sees the head of Omen, sees both of them. Chrome will find one. Only one left to take this map away from San Jose State University. A fight will go down in mid. Oko is the only one left, and it'll be a flawless round for the Tritons. They'll force overtime, take it 14-12, and we're headed to a map 3 here in the lower bracket. Collegiate Valor, wow, man. What a thriller, what a back and forth, blow for blow. An absolutely beautiful game from both sides. We're headed to Fracture for map 3. Jacob, talk to me a little bit, man. I got to catch your breath.
Don't call it a comeback. Those 2 rounds were so well executed. The read by UCSD onto the Spartans, just getting an absolute slaughter on every time they would take the site or when they would defend the site. It was no match. Those last 2 rounds weren't even close. And I just want to point out the pivotal rounds that you may not remember. SJSU giving up those 2-3 rounds, I think it was on C, just taking it C when they knew that wasn't their strong suit. I believe they learned that early on, and they were able to take A so easily before, but giving up those, even just those 3 rounds that they lost going C and wasting those rounds seemed to have cost them the game. I think we saw a little less judging coming out in the second half of that game, but I can't understate the importance of some of those lurks too from both teams. The lurks definitely had a big impact. The Sentinels having a little more impact than we would expect. Sure. Kenpeki and Chrome, UCSD's very own, having quite a bit of impact. But yeah, I just really want to point out it was a little odd to see SJSU take those rounds towards C in such a pivotal portion where they could have wrapped it up easily by finishing A and taking the round as they do so well with those A takes. But it seems like UCSD was able to read and they were able to hedge their bets there on A and secure the map.
And just like that, we're headed to a map 3. It will be on Fracture. Stay right here. We'll be back after a quick break to see the conclusion of this wonderful series thus far. Someone's got to go home. Keep it right here. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, as we get ready to head into map 3 of this thrilling series between San Jose State University and UC San Diego Gold's team. Head into map 3 here on Fracture. My name is Trey, here with my lovely fellow broadcaster Jacob, as we get ready to get underway here. It has been blow for blow, a pound for pound bloodbath between these two teams. Things started getting a little chippy toward the end there as well, as we get ready to head toward Agent Select here. A lot of body shooting, tensions rising, and you could feel, even from just spectating, the match getting an edge to it.
Yeah, I think I could even sense the screams that went back at home for UCSD's own when they won that match. I'm sure it was smiles all around, securing that 14-12 overtime victory. But let's take a look at the Agent Select here, as UCSD's Frost and SJSU's Konpeki both looking to secure that breach on Fracture. Definitely a common pick you see here, but what I'm a little concerned about is that mix pick from Tran. I don't think we've seen him play.
We have not seen Mix played in Collegiate Valorant, at least the games I've been a part of thus far. A character that is interesting, not the worst, but Mix, it serves a weird role in the controller space, right? Doesn't have the utility or molly like a Viper or a Brimstone would have, especially a Brimstone is very popular on this map. The iPad is a little smaller than Brimstone's, right? Not global smokes per se, but does have that utility in the stun, the heal, the ult. It's like a breach ult, kind of, you know? Like,
yeah, a little.
But something I also want to take a look at here, looking at the Spartans lineup, starting on defense, is the Tejo. This could spell trouble for the Tritons. If when they slow down on those retakes, it's got to be quick. Either that, or they have to storm wherever they think the Tejo is going to be. Usually, Tejo's just running back in main, right? Nine times out of 10. But if those retakes take too long, Tejo essentially cuts the amount of time it takes they have to retake almost in a quarter, right?
Yeah.
Those mollies last a long time when they're spaced out perfectly, and that's just with the enduring. That's just with the salvos, not counting if he has annihilation, which is another 7 or 8 seconds or so. And so, a really interesting pick, and honestly, a really fun pick. It's going to be fun to watch how the Spartans incorporate that into both their retakes, but also in their post plant when they get to attack. As we get ready to jump into game 3 here, someone has to go home, Jacob. The Tritons or the Spartans. It's going to be really beautiful to see who's got to send their bags packing here in the Collegiate Valorant lower rounds. It's been an honor. It's been a journey to go through this thus far, and to see the culmination of this series.
Yeah, I'm curious to see the amount of post-plant utility from both teams, especially UCSD, the Tejo, the Brimstone, the Breach. That would be a flurry post-plant. It's definitely going to spell trouble when that time comes, but we'll see what both teams do. I'm interested to see how they use these Tejos. Both teams kind of have a little bit of a different playstyle with the more aggressive UCSD team, but
and something I think is also really interesting is that Thane has actually swapped over to Cypher. He was on the Jet the whole series, I believe, or he was on Raids the first map, but he's on Duelist nonetheless. And then he switches to Cypher. That's such a black and white switch there. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays that one. It's an absolute bloodbath here on the bench site immediately, as 2 members fall for the Spartans, as an aggressive take does not go their way. And November pinching back from that main side. Melvin's going to slide on up, and Konpeki just holding by their lonesome on this single box. And it's 2 versus 1 as Konpeki got more than their money's worth. Chrome planting the bomb as UC San Diego tries to take the opening pistol here on map 3. Chrome knocking on Death's door. Not much HP for him. And Thane, just talking about him, was on the Duelist, now finds himself on Cypher, but I'm sure he'd love to be Jet right now here in this clutch. Just going to march down main, not even worried about tapping the spike, and we'll walk into 2 Tritons playing the high-low. Beautifully played there from UC San Diego, and they get the pistol, and they're on the board first.
Yeah, a great pistol round from them. Konpeki almost able to cause a bit of an upset, but ultimately going in the favor of UCSD. And I just want to point out Oko taking that aggressive play off rip into Arcade and just completely eating that flash from Breach and just getting picked off. And the sandwich from UCSD was able to accomplish, cannot be understated. The sandwich definitely won them that round, be able to apply pressure from both sides as we roll into the second round.
Anti-Eco, something that has plagued UC San Diego's past, as they hope to get this one cleanly as they'll execute onto the site, and Yuri will see the back of Melvin's head, and he'll take 3 right clicks straight to the dome and be lights out immediately. Frost finding one, but will die to the clear actually of Kampeki, and this round is not good for the Tritons. I mentioned the Anti-Ecos, not their best for some odd reason, and November has a huge task ahead of him. Kampeki has a rifle in his hand, and that'll be a thrifty for San Jose State University immediately. Maybe it's the caster's curse, but UCSD does not ever find themselves winning these anti-eco rounds.
Oh, truly unfortunate, and the Spartans able to pick up 3 rifles surviving that round, definitely boosting their economy, as 3 of them sit over the 3,000 credit mark, and Yuri with 4,000 credits to his name and a full belt of utility. Plenty of money on the board, but we'll see. UCSD's been known for these wacky rounds where they're able to make some room with the budget guns.
Exactly, but it's just going to be absolute hell on this opening main. Breach stun and Tejo mollies to follow, and there's a lot of Spartans here to stop the Tritons, but November with a nice shot from the Guardian. Magalore gets 3, gets 4, and Magalore with the beautiful spray of his life, and make that an ace for Magalore. Guns on every member of the Tritons down and puts it away all by himself.
Yeah, that was not what you want to see. I think walking into those rifle shots, you know, disregarding the economy and the armory and the weapons they had, that was definitely not how that round should have played out, even if they had just classics. A little unorganized from UCSD. Let's see what they're thinking. I think they're sitting in spawn scratching their heads. What went wrong that round? But we'll see, as we got 3 of the Spartans sitting towards A, as they kind of, UCSD still sitting in their spawn, unsure where they're going to take this round as the smokes come out and they're starting to contest this A.
San Jose State making the Tritons fight for every inch of this A main space with the Tejo and the Breach. It's going to be really difficult to get out of here, but the Tritons are stepping up to the challenge, and will find Oko immediately, and they're just going to march down the way. It doesn't matter how much util they have. The Tritons just W-keying their way down, but Magalore trying to find one. Melvin has an op in hand for some reason on the Neon. It's absolute chaos thus far, and Chrome will plant the bomb with ease. It's Yuri and Thane left. Thane with the flank, and Frost, as well as one other alongside him, to put this down on Thane, and Tran will handle it himself, and Melvin with a shot attacking Operator on the Neon. Hey, maybe, I don't know, Ball, he sure knows more than I do. It's 2-2, and man, we could not have asked for a better opening here on map 3.
Yeah, I have absolutely zero idea where that operator came from. I just looked to bottom left, and there he is, sight with the operator as November takes those opening picks onto the A site. Another unorthodox round. That was definitely an interesting one to watch and a more fun one to commentate. This is starting to be an interesting one, as UCSD doesn't send any of their own to the other side of the map through the ropes, but we'll see if they take it B this round and walk into Thane's setup.
And San Jose State invests a lot to keep the Tritons away from this A main, but it didn't work last round. But this time around, Oko is here to say something about it. Breach done and breach clear and everything in the book, as well as a few blinds to go as well. But Melvin's just going to keep marching up this B main space where Kampeki's setup is. And it's interesting because if anyone had gone dish, this kind of blows up the whole Spartans play, but no one goes dish, so it works perfectly fine. And Melvin's going to be sliding into a Cypher setup here, but actually maybe not. A little bit of miscommunication whether they're hitting it or not hitting it, and it's going to be a flank from Oko, and Kampeki. Stun is good, sliding out and blinded, and November got his back. That was almost really scary. The team flash almost screwed him over there. Magalore's going to try and catch him in their tracks. Has the operator in hand, and maybe not the gun you always want on that character. Frost with the immediate trade out, 3 versus 2. They're going to keep running down A, and Thane's going to go by the way of Dish. Brimstone will meet them here and won't be able to find any, but close. Breach in hand for Frost. Rolling Thunder if need be. Bomb will be planted for main, and Rolling Thunder looks like it will be let out. Thane on this Dish might not get hit by it though, unless he creeps forward like he is now.
A little scary as this ultimate. Rolling Thunder is a little dangerous as they retake it. Someone get November getting the kill onto Thane, and the ultimate rolling out is aware of their position, and
that's me. That's really me. They just solo rolling thundered him, breach mollied him, breach cleared him, just like.
Yeah, the BM, that might have been Melvin calling that out to release that rolling thunder to the BM onto SJSU's last. But again, another interesting round. I just want to point out the amount and the vastness of utility that we're seeing in this game, just from the agents that have been selected. This is playing completely different than the Haven game, and even I would say as a util heavy map that you see on Bind, this is definitely an interesting one. The utility cannot be understated here.
Both teams in their primes right now. This pace of this match has been unbelievable, and just like that, the play call is misread from San Jose State University. It's going to be Thane this time on the site by his lonesome. Will get breach cleared out, and a Tejo drone to Folly. They'll call him out, and Rolling Thunder will come out, but with the weaker weaponry, November will find two of their own. It's 3 versus 3. In the blink of an eye, the bomb will come to get planted. And it's unfortunate that Chrome is not alive because they need those Tejo mollies for the post plant, but instead November's going to have to try and take this dish space. And it's very lucky that no one's there. Annihilation, Saturate, and mollies will all come out to flush this side out. November finding one, Frost with 2 of his own, and November and Frost do it all by themselves. It's 4-2, UCSD up.
That positioning was absolutely prime. Switching it up and taking the risk to Sand and exposing himself to CT. November was able to make his way up there and really solidify that round, even with the ultimates coming out. I just want to point out the 11-2 carnage coming out from November, a star player of the Spartans. Looks like UCSD is finally going to make some headway on the other side of the map as they send 4 members to the dish, and Tejo by himself, as Thane is all by his lonesome. 2 and 4 KD by himself on A. Let's see what impact he's able to make as SJSU making their way up quickly through B, able to pick out that they are not taking that B space, and they make their way up.
Thane and Kanpeki's breach here as well. A deagle for Kanpeki, and Melvin's just going to slide out, but sitting in that top side is Thane, but it's not going to matter. He's going to catch a bullet to the side of the head, transplanting this one. And maybe this time, the Titans can use this Tejo and be able to play this post plant. Kanpeki a little banged up, 21 HP. A little bit of util in hand. Rifles for the rest of his team members. A Guardian for Oko, excuse me. And a little bit of a broken buy here for the Spartans as they try to make some work here. And the Tejo Molly is so good at clearing both up and down. But Yuri and Triton's doing a really good job of trading each other out. Flash in hand for Frost. Still have the Tejo Mollies. And this, you're going to have to speed up or San Jose State. And Frost with 2. Frost playing a beautiful game, swinging off his teammates. 5-2 is the score line. And a very good attacking start from the Tritons thus far.
Yeah, again, I think the Spartans are expecting this beef take, and perhaps if UCSD had ended swaying that direction at the beginning of the round, they would have had something for themselves, but definitely not the read. They're just getting the opposite application there that they need. And let's see, they're starting to learn from their mistakes here as they stack 3 towards the A position, and let's see if it's enough, as UCSD seems to be ready to do that same play over again.
Get out of my way.
3 ults for each side here. Knives, Orbital Strike, and Overdrive, as well as a Waylay ult and another Orbital Strike back the other way. Neural Theft from Thane online and ready to fire, but look at this. It's just going to be a dish slam. 4 members of the Tritons headed toward dish, and they're going to march back down A main. Started to clear this out, but all that's here is Chrome. Chrome, can we find any? And won't be able to. And running through the Tejo Molly is Melvin with the Overdrive, and Melvin, no regard for human life, just running through mollies. An absolute madman with the Overdrive in hand. And this will be a sight take for them. Thane, a Spectre. Silent drop from Yuri as Spike takes away. And another clean execute and fight from the Tritons. A little bit of shots going back and forth here. And trying to secure some guns maybe, but Yuri catches one to the front face there from Tran, and Thane's just going to try and run away, but Melvin swinging with the deagle. Thane trying to find any more knives in hand, and Frost will clean it up eventually. It's 6-2 Tritons. This looks like a whole brand new UC San Diego team.
Yeah, this is the aggression I like to see from UCSD. This is what they're known for. This is their bread and butter. I mean, how many other ways can I say it? This is what they are known for. They do it so well. And I'm definitely starting to see that aggression shine. Even with the 3 players stacking on A, UCSD is able to run them over. Neon with the carnage from the Overdrive. Looks like they're leaning towards this B, as they know SJSU has to find an answer. Sorry, rotating finally over to A, but 4 on A. Let's see if it's enough.
And just Deagles down the line for San Jose State here as they try to make something happen in this A main space. Tejo drone will come out, but they're playing off of it. Saturate will come out and catch Tran in the middle. Will hit November as well. Cloudburst will come out, but they won't be able to do anything off of it. Teo Molly might be a little bit too late, and a nice shot there from Magalore onto Tran with the Deagle. November swinging out of main, and here's the Waylay ult as well. And November fighting for his life, trying to find anything, and Will on his head is Oko, and November with 3 on the round has been absolutely on fire this entire game. Chrome will finally plant the spike here as Thane will wrap Dish once more. Annihilation in hand, and 1 off the Rolling Thunder for Chrome and Frost. November wants more. He's hungry. Will San Jose State feed him?
He knows they're scared. He's looking for these picks. You know, oh, they ain't able to get that trade onto November as the breach stun comes out here. An ultimate from Brimstone, maybe just enough. Chrome falling as now it's a 1v1 situation. The Deagle versus the Phantom. A little self-flash there has positioned himself poorly. Not sure what he's doing, and ultimately getting the elimination. A choke from Yuri, to say the least, as he's staring right at Breach with his hands in his pants and a blindfold on. Not able to get that elimination. November 16-4 in the 7-2 game.
I want to point out too, Frost is playing so well. I mean, that last kill was a little crazy, but Frost is playing really well, sitting in main, trading off his players on the site, and that's where all his kills are coming from. They're drawing all their attention to the site, and he's swinging at the perfect time. He's 12-3, 16-4 from November, and man, the pace of this game is so different from map 1. These guys are online and ready to go. They want it all. They want to move forward in this CVAL Champs lower round.
Another great read from UCSD. Look at 4 of them marching on the site again with Thane all by his lonesome. He's definitely scared. Smokes come out, Rolling Thunder. SJSU quick on the flank, but it's going to be too little too late. Getting a trade, Thane to Melvin, Tran to Thane, as they 3 members, come up to this arcade. Is just going fast. Frost with the trade, able to get just one, and trading out by Magalore as they have complete control of this site now. It's a 3v3 situation. Definitely in favor of UCSD, almost catching them main there.
Smokes down.
Tran has that orbital strike for this post plant, but he's not in the best position to stay alive. In fact, he's stuck in tower and will go down to Tran. This might be an easy retake there for San Jose State University as Chrome is walking up and gets caught a little bit out, and somehow this round is back within reach. Stun will come out. Kempeki, November 1 versus 1. November 36 HP spamming. Has the bombs, taking away. This is so close. Swinging is November, and November will get it. 8-2 Tritons. They find themselves in the driver's seat the first time in this whole series. And they got something to say to the Spartans thus far. November is 18-4.
Yeah, this has been an absolute MVP highlight for November. I think he should call up his mom after this game is over. Maybe even take himself a treat to Communication Hills, if you know what I mean. But Frost and November with the absolute impact and carnage of this round, I think they are starting to feel like they were once on the Sentinels, like Kempeki once was.
November just red hot, but look at this push down main from the San Jose State University Spartans, and the Tritons are just going to say, you know what, I'm just going to head back the other way. I'm good off that, man. And they're just going to keep going toward A main, but they're going to begin to get pinched here. This could be dangerous here for Chrome, and Chrome gets his head blown off there by Oko, and it's just going to have to be a site take, but they're going to be fully contained as the Tritons. A beautiful play from San Jose State to call out the Tritons on the lack of map control and march down that A main space. Stun will come out, orbital strike as well. There's so much util on the site, but they're going to march into CT here, and this is a good read, but Kempeki gets 2. Kempeki's not good for anymore, but got his money worth. A good play call from the Tritons, but Kempeki stuffs it by himself. And November, the hero of this game thus far, can you do any more for me? Planting a little bit out in the open in a weird spot. It's what you got to do in these clutch situations. Make them check every single space possible. 1 kill off getting that dash back as well, and will find 1 dash in his back pocket. Will get popped. Magalore falls, trying to swing and dashes away. Trying to find any more. November, can you do it? Both members of the Spartans are out, and they'll start to defuse this bomb. Smoke will go down as well. November finds 1. The bomb is out! And November November with 4! Are you kidding me? He cannot be stopped! No matter what the Spartans try to do, November is inevitable. He's 22-4, and it's 9-2 Tritons.
You can absolutely feel the pressure from UCSD's very own, the energy in the broadcast booth here. I hope the viewers at home can feel it too. We are absolutely ecstatic by November's performance. 22-4. I don't believe this man has died in at least 3 rounds. Absolute highlight. I think I see the contracts and sponsorships coming out for him already. He might be drafted before this match is over.
November, an absolute stud. Might call in a nuke this game. He's on a kill streak. This guy is ridiculous. And he's just going to head down A main, see if anyone can stop him. And the Spartans have not been able to thus far. A gargantuan first half here from the Tritons as they try to send the Spartans packing.
Slowing it down here, nothing a little out of the ordinary, but a good read. Once again, the reads have been absolutely amazing, whether it's luck or skill. The reads have been absolutely amazing as that breach ult is coming out, knocking UCSD off the side a little bit.
Didn't hit anyone, though.
No, definitely not getting any information from the jump up and land that usually causes. Magloire getting that pick onto Melvin, and smokes are down. See if they're ready to take site here. November with the not quite able to get that elimination onto Konpeki on site, but looks like Oko is holding it down steady as this round is starting to slip away from UCSD.
A really good annihilation from Magloire there. It actually pushed November into Konpeki's line of sight there. A kill that
30 seconds left.
Obviously a kill is never certain, but had November in the driver's seat of that one, actually pushed him into his line of sight and was just really unfortunate. They're going to pivot toward Arcade here. Chrome trying to find anything. Yuri stuck behind this box. Breach stun is really good there. We'll actually get 2 members of the Tritons, and Magloire with 4! Line him up and knock him down for him. This Guardian is singing, but regardless, doesn't change. That's a 9-3 half for the Tritons. And a lot of work for the Spartans to start to chip away at this. Really nice opening half from them with their backs against the line here.
Yeah, Magloire taking a page out of November's book with the 4K there to secure the round. We'll see what this half is gonna bring. I'm on the edge of my seat here. Matter of fact, I'm standing on my tippy toes, and I'm excited to see what UCSD can do on this defense. I believe with the util they have, this is definitely gonna be one that would roll in their favor, but 9-3, we know about the curse. We're hopeful that that doesn't come true.
Go, go, go.
As SJSU is looking to take this A side.
And it's going to be another brawl here down A main. But actually, they're just going to pump the brakes. They're going to hit the Tejo drone, and Melvin might get caught out here. We'll find one with the scan, and just everyone swinging back and forth. Absolute madness thus far. They're going to start to run the other way, but Tran actually has rotated off of B, and there should be a free B take for San Jose State. Smoke will come down, and Tran is calling that they are out. Bomb will be planted. And the Tejo, Magloire is alive, has a molly in his pocket as well, so can stall out this post-plant situation here. And Magloire will find Tran as well. He has 2 mollies. One will go back toward Canteen, but 2 members stuck in Hall here. This could be dangerous for the Spartans, especially if Magloire gets caught out here. But won't be. Magloire has been all over this game thus far, and the pistol round goes the way of San Jose State University, the second one of this match. Magloire with 3. And Magloire has been trying to will these Spartans together.
Yeah, I just want to point out Tran's positioning there, able to communicate to his team that the Spartans were making their way up. I think looking back now, he wishes he would have peeked out and taken an engagement, because his impact was definitely understated there. He didn't have much of a, wasn't able to make much of anything from with what he had, but we'll see. I just want to point out, too, the engagement there that took place in A main, the trade, the blows back and forth, and ultimately the team's kind of falling back into their own domiciles and playing it a little safe, as this round seems to be off to a slow start, too.
I like that word, domiciles. It's a good word right there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I think I read that one yesterday in a book.
As the anti-eco likely should go the way of San Jose State University, but crazier things have happened. It always happens to the Tritons. Can they respond a little bit of their own? Maybe try to make some magic happen themselves. And a lot of members are out with Sand, but Thane is just walking around B site and just going for a Sunday stroll out there.
Yeah, it's looking around like he's in IKEA just through their spawn as he's seeking to pick off Tran and catches him off guard and taking another down with them as they take side. Thane with an amazing lurk. This is the impact that he was able to have last game, and now Chrome finds himself.
For his own stroll.
Yeah, looks like he's looking through the lights section in Home Depot as a little kid. Is this now a 1v5 situation? He's seeing to make at least some sort of impact, take any of these guns away from him, hopefully able to maybe even take a rifle or the Guardian from Kenpeki as they sort of now getting ultimately killed by the Classic there. Not much to say about that round except for good job to the Spartans.
And a really important bonus round coming up here for the Tritons. If they lose this one, this is where things can start to get a little hairy and things can start to slip away. It's really important that they secure this round. Haven't been as fortunate on defense as they were on offense. A little bit of over rotation as Thane has secured this bomb site twice, all by his lonesome, just walking up, and maybe Tran has to stay home and anchor a little longer, knowing that Thane is sticking around for the long haul. As we get ready to head into this next round, fault line will come out, and a lot of members of everyone actually in Arcade dashing up, and Melvin not trying to find any. It's just going to be an absolute slaughter down Arcade, and they're going to take this to the B bomb site. The remaining members of the Tritons are just going to fall away with all this util, and bomb is going to go down. It's going to be another post-plant situation here for the bonus for San Jose State University in November with a nice kill onto Kenpeki there as they begin to pinch this site and hope to retake it successfully. Thane looping from under as well, might end up catching the side of November, and he will, but it's no match for November. November will find it himself. The hero of this game dashes away. Magalore will find Tran somewhere on the bomb site, and Magalore dancing, trying to find any more, and all that's left is Yuri here in tower, trying to find anything with the Spectre dancing around and won't be able to. A little bit expensive for the Tritons, but they're on the board finally in this second half, and they'll be double digits, 10-5 Tritons.
Yeah, regardless of the guns lost that round, they were still able to walk away. I'm sure they're happy looking at that 10-5 score. And I just want to point out the little bit of a team stun going there in the beginning in Arcade when Oko tried to take that space, getting stunned by Kenpeki and getting the information peeking above the box anyways and getting eliminated, but ultimately they were still able to trade out the Melvin that was there in Arcade. But let's see what we're expecting in this next round as we see 4 members that are leaning towards B, and the Cypher Thane walking his way up. Melvin sitting heaven with the judge. This could be dangerous.
Just on the edge of that Tejo Molly, but isn't sticking out, and Melvin has something to say for Oko, dashing up in his face. Begin to retreat a little bit, and going up for the trade here is Yuri. Sliding, jump spot is good, and we'll see him, and going up is Kenpeki. Kenpeki just going into all the util, and Melvin just anchoring this tower site by himself, and it's not going to matter. A flawless round for UC San Diego. Melvin, the anchor of tower there, and Kenpeki goes up the rope through the molly, through the stun. I mean, that was something.
Subpar to say the least. Definitely not the play to be made there, but the impact this utility has had on this game, I mean, this is, I would think I'm watching a VCT match the way that the players are using the utility and playing off one another. It's definitely been beautiful to see. This has been both, I wouldn't say both, this has definitely been UCSD's best performance though. They are looking to close out this game. It is now 11-5 as they're hoping to win this round to bring it to match point.
And a lot of slams coming from San Jose State, but something that has not worked for them, and Frost will just get a spam onto Yuri's head there for an opening pick. And the Tritons just playing their brand of Valorant here. And here's the Rolling Thunder in their own spawn. Sliding out is Melvin. Melvin will find one, get traded out. And just like that, that is the way the Tritons deliver justice. But it's 3 versus 2 regardless. Bomb will be planted, and it looks like the Tritons are the ones attacking. In fact, they're the defenders. They have to take the site. And zipping across is November. He's 10 HP though. Annihilation. Oh, and sees the back of Magalore. And Magalore, where are you looking? Not the right place. And swinging is Oko. Oko won't be able to find any. It's match point for UC San Diego. And they're on the verge of sending the Spartans home. A beautiful round from them. A beautiful aggressive play. Something we're so used to seeing them do. And just like that,
Team Ace.
it's match point and a team ace for the Tritons.
Right Walked over them.
Yeah, that was a bit of a crazy round, but UCSD
Match
with the
point.
aggression, SJSU cannot find the answer. Doesn't matter what they do or where they stack, they're just not able to compete with the amount of util and how well it's been placed by UCSD's very own. As is now 12-5 game point, UCSD looking to close it out in swift fashion. You know, this is almost starting to look like a couple Radiant smurfing in a Swift play, the way they're just running them down in their own spawn and taking their heads off, as we see them all stacked towards that A position with absolutely nobody on that defense on A as they make their way up through
Be right back.
to A.
This is a series that has been nothing but close thus far, but a map 3 has not gone the way that San Jose State University would have liked. You can see there in the top left, both
My
games
ultimate is
were
ready.
close, and just like that, it's been a little bit of a smoke job so far, but Ult will be online for Oko after grabbing that orb. And San Jose State starts to pump the brakes and start to feel the map out a little bit more than just 4-man down the main, and November will fall to Kempeki. That is where UCSD can struggle, is this mid-round when things start to get slow. We talked about in the pre-show how well they can aim. They're all shooters. But when it comes down to this micro and the mid-rounds, this is where they can struggle sometimes, and this is going to be the path for San Jose State back into this game. 38 seconds and counting.
As they get ready
Will
for
come
this.
out, and this will be a B hit. Tejo Molly in hand, and Frost has a lot of noise coming around him. Mobile 5-1 and Solo Melvin, and Frost fighting 2. It's 4 versus 2. Overdrive online. Sun will come out in tower. Both members of the Spartans holding on for their life in tower. Can they do anything about it? Neon wall up. Overdrive expires. Trying to find anything, spamming through. 14 seconds. Do they have enough time? Do they? And no, they don't. The Tritons are moving forward in the Collegiate Valorant Championship. They send the Spartans packing, and they move on up. Here in these lower bracket, an absolute blowout. 13-5. November's game of his life. Wow.
There's not much
That's
else
all
to
we
say,
can say.
but
It's
wow.
just wow.
Yeah, definitely a star performance from November, UCSD's very own. It almost looks like he carried. I mean, look at the amount of people on the scoreboard here that are negative. It's a majority of the players in this game, except for the top 3. The top 3 players were positive, and everyone below is negative. An insane matchup, to say the least. The aggression from UCSD cannot be understated, and their impact was known, and SJSU definitely felt the pressure.
November, maybe the body shooting was getting to him, had a chip and something to say this game. 25-9. Also, Frost 21-8 himself. But regardless, the boys respond for UC San Diego. After a thriller series, they move forward here in this losers, and unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to San Jose State University, but they put up a great fight. It was a great series, and the Tritons move on forward. Wow, what a series. What an absolute game to broadcast. I want to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors, Turtle Beach, Newegg, Anthros, and of course UCSD Rec for making this stream possible. Thank you to all of our broadcast staff that also makes all of this humanely possible. We'll be back soon with another matchup for this UC San Diego Gold team as they hope to keep their hopes pushing forward in this tournament here. Thank you so much for being here with us, for staying here with us. It's been an absolute great series. My name is Trey. I'm here with Jacob. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.